Now, do I have to mute my computer too?
No, you just have to mute the YouTube channel part.
Okay, gotcha.
Hey, we're live! Woohoo! Woo-hoo! And I shared it in our Facebook group.
I see it right here. Okay.
Yay! Awesome, awesome. So hopefully our friends will come. Did you see the other day? I don't know if you were in the chat, but one of the crafting mamas said, "When are you coming back on Friday?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know."
Well,
Hi, Sage. I'm happy you're here. That's my youngest one. Her name is Sage.
Hi, nice to see you. Nice to meet you.
And isn't she's a sweetie? She's 14. Hi, Kim. How are you, girl? What's going on with you? So I have a couple projects I'm going to work on. One of them is I have made a couple of art journals from these kids' board books. Have you done that?
Yeah.
Have you done that yet? So I'm going to take I found this one, which was a cool one. It's like a 2-tiered one, or you know what I'm talking about. Like it's just cut in half.
Yeah.
Hi, Lou. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Liz. Liz, I heard you were fussing at me the other day saying, "Why aren't you on Friday?" Well, here I am with Anne.
Hi, Rhonda. Hi. It is a nice surprise.
So I'm going to finish taking the one thing I have discovered, and you guys are probably much more privy to this than me, is not all board books are created equal. So when you go to take the paper off of them, some of them it's easy and some of them it's not. You know, and I used to just gesso over it, but honestly, it's much easier if I just pull the slick paper off and just cover it with paper and start it over.
Just peel it off, right?
Yeah, but sometimes it's not so easy peeling it off. So that's what I've been prepping my.
You know who does a lot of board book stuff is Lori Marie Jenkins has done a couple of.
I love her. I haven't seen her on in a while. I haven't looked for her in a while, but I love her.
She's around. She's struggling. You know, she lost her son and her father, and
I think it's hard, no matter at what age. When you lose anyone, it's not easy.
She's such a great person, a great talent, and she altered books. Oh my gosh, what she does! Oh, it's incredible.
Well, and I have this old junk mail book that I painted. I thought maybe I'd work on that a little bit too. And I got out my jelly plate because I'm making.
All right.
I got a whole posse going on. So tell me what's going on with you guys. It is the truth, right, Lou? Not all board books are created equal. Like sometimes my family sees me with like collecting things. They're like, "What are you doing now?" You know, the oddest things. So tell me what you ladies are working on. What's on your crafty table? Anne's working on, Anne, you tell them what you're working on.
I am trying to make a book that's going to display all of the iCads that I did. I laboriously followed the ridiculous prompts and did all 61 of them. And I figured it would be silly to leave them in a rubber band bundle. So I am going to make a book, which I'll probably, maybe look at once after it's done. But so I've got some deli papers that I made a while ago, and I'm just going to stick those down and go from there. So that's what I'm working on for now.
Oh, that sounds great. Yes, Kim, I do get the eye rolls. Kim asked me if I get the eye rolls for my family. You know what? I've always, my kids, it's not meant in a derogatory way, but I used to live in New York City. New York City has the best trash days. They do, right? I got an oak dining table from the trash.
Wow.
I got, I can't even tell you all kinds of cool things. So it wasn't, my kids used to call me the trash picker because it would be like we'd be driving down the road headed to school in the morning on a trash day, and I would be like, "Oh, I gotta stop," or I would make one of my kids if we were walking to the subway. If I saw something, I'd be like, "You have to help me." So this is a smaller scale of that, as far as like collecting board books or really cool recycled things. And yeah, so
Well, it's got to be limited on Maui, right? You can't.
yeah, you know what? Yeah, it is. And our house is small, so it's not, but yeah. Hi, Nana. So Liz is saying, Anne, that's ambitious. All those iCAD prompts. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Guys, I can't follow. I
They were
tried.
awful. They were awful.
I tried. I can make iCADs, but I cannot follow the prompts. They just don't make sense to me.
Well, these don't either. I mean, but okay. So for week 5, we have, let's see, citrus, arcade, font, earrings, periwinkle, board game, and lantern. Connect the dots on those. There aren't any.
Wow, you did it though.
Yeah.
Hi, Joni.
I can be stubborn. So anyway.
Before anyone asks, diet soda. I know there's not very many of you that are proponents of diet soda. And I'm not a big proponent either, but when you're on keto and you don't eat any sugar and you don't have anything and you want something more than lemonade or electrolyte water and coffee and tea.
You've been doing keto for a while now.
And I used to have the worst fibromyalgia and rheumatoid arthritis, the beginnings of rheumatoid arthritis. And I can't, I'm one of those people that is sensitive to like meds. I just don't take any, I really don't take anything.
Gotcha. It's healthy.
And one of our ladies, one of the crafting mamas, Val, she mentioned one time in a chat that she had been doing keto and that she was for the first time pain-free.
Wow.
And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm doing it. And so I've been doing it ever since.
Wow.
And you know what? It's a lifestyle change. But you know what I realized? But I don't have those highs and lows anymore. The blood sugar highs and lows.
I remember when you had fits with your shoulder. Remember how bad your shoulder was? Oh my gosh.
God, that was horrible. Yes. Yeah.
And
so I take it seriously. I could be a little bit more regimented. I mean, I don't eat anything that's not keto, but I don't. You're supposed to like follow these. See, I can't follow the rules. It's just all about the rules. You're supposed to like have a certain percentage of fats to protein. Your fats are supposed to be higher.
Right.
And I know I don't eat enough fat. I just don't. Like my hottie does it with me and he eats the right amount of fat because he tracks it all, but I don't. Right. Like he'll make us a smoothie and he'll add extra oil coconut oil to his, or he'll add butter to his things. And I don't do that.
Well, isn't the keto thing kind of based on the caveman diet? Kind of like what the caveman...
Maybe. I think it was, and I may be wrong, it was pre-Dr. Atkins, but he made it really popular. It was a guy, I think from the 20s, and I don't know this for sure, so if one of you do, please pipe it in.
Yeah.
He realized it was created for people that have seizures and epilepsy.
Oh, wow.
So he figured out through, I don't know how, that if you removed the sugar and high carb foods from your diet and you just ate low carb, high fat, moderate protein, that it would control people's seizures and they no longer needed medication. That's what it was started. And it was started for people that were like basically like, he figured it out for basically people that had no hope. And the side effect of it is that your body metabolizes things better.
Yeah.
Your digestion improves, your blood sugar goes down. So if you have diabetes or like me, if you have any sort of like fibromyalgia or arthritis thing, it works. So
makes sense.
If I don't have to take any medication, I'm golden.
Yeah. I
So
have
Joe,
rheumatoid arthritis, and I take all sorts of meds, and
I can't take, but that's the problem. It's like if you can take them and they work for you, do it. I have such a sensitive system, like I can't take anything. It's like
but
no
I
go.
think it's great that you've had such success and you've been on it. I remember you talking about this for a while. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
talking a while ago.
Yeah, I've been on it. I've been on it.
A couple of years, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
It had it. Yeah, pretty close to it. So
yeah.
Joni says, "Who's working with the calendar?" Okay, let's see. You're harvesting pretty pictures from a calendar. Oh, Lou, I love calendars. I found one I had hoarded the other day from 1978.
Whoa,
And
that's
it's
vintage.
it's so cool. The images on it, and I'm like, oh. So I told you I'm cleaning out my space. Where I have been seriously.
How's your father-in-law? Speaking of
Purging.
clearing out space.
I haven't talked with him this week. My hottie talks to him. He's the hard thing is it's his short-term memory that's really affected right now.
Yeah.
So like if he wasn't with somebody, we're not sure if he would eat.
Oh.
And he's super, super active. So like you'll call him up and you'll say, "What are you doing, Dad?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm, he went for a 2-mile run. He does that sort of thing, right?" But it's he takes you don't have to worry about him not showering or he does all that.
Okay.
Like he can't. But like I asked him the other day, last week, I said, "What did you eat?" And he was like, he happened to be with somebody else was there, and she said he hasn't eaten anything today, but he thought he had eaten because he ate something the day before.
Oh.
So that's it. And it's also like, okay, so he goes on these adventures, these hikes and these runs. And I think, and he grew up in the mountains. So he's got this sort of sense about him. I think he might have gotten lost one day. You know what I mean? And he couldn't find his way back. And I think that
scared him, you think?
Yeah. Yeah. Cause he knew, he knew where he was, but it was hard. Yes. Is Hottie still losing weight? Okay. He is. Okay. But let me just tell you this, Liz. Wendell, hopefully he'll let me take a picture of him. Anyway, he didn't really have any weight to lose. He's like 6'2" or 3. And I think when we started the keto diet, I don't know exactly what he weighed, but he wore a size 34 pants. Now he's down to a size 29 waist.
What?
Mm-hmm. He looks amazing. And he started, he's very active, but he started just doing some, like push-ups and pull-ups and that sort of thing with one of his friends. And now he looks like he's like some bodybuilder. And I laugh because all he does is like his body responds really well to that type of thing. So all he does is like, I don't know, like 50 push-ups, and he got these rings. He hangs on these rings. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what he does. And then he loves to play tennis, but it's been too hot. I haven't personally wanted to go play tennis in the heat.
I can't imagine. Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's down to like size 29. It's so funny because what's ridiculous about him is like he'll get a job where we have to have a uniform and we'll buy all the things that you need for it, and he lost all this. You know what I mean? He went down so I don't know if he actually lost weight or if it was just inches, but he looks good.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, my older brother has a tennis shop in Delray Beach, Florida. So,
nice.
Yeah. And I mean, he's 80 years old, God bless him. And but he goes to the shop every day. And
does he still play tennis?
I don't think he still actually plays. I mean, he did, and he was a tennis pro at a exclusive golf club out, I guess, in Delray or that area for many years. And he opened this little tennis shop that he's had for many, many years. So this is my citrus. that for the citrus.
And push it up in the frame a little higher. Push it toward the top of your green.
There?
Push it higher, up higher. No, yeah. I mean, you can lay it back down. Just push it toward your paint so we can see the whole picture. Oh, it looks great.
So these are little, I cut those out with a, hole punch. I'm not much of a drawer, but anyway, that's my citrus. So
Joni says that her dad is getting like that too. So that's our real big concern, and so they're thinking of lifting the travel ban here. You have to test, they've been talking about it for a while, and they've slated the date for October 15th, but I can tell you as time gets closer to those dates or whatever, it always seems like they push it to a further date, which I'm not complaining about, because
that's travel ban for people coming to you, correct?
Yes, people coming and people going, right? Because right now, if you leave the island, you have to quarantine 14 days when you return. So basically, nobody really leaves, because who has the finances that you can come back and just quarantine
onto a vacation, if you even have vacation time, right?
Right. So that's why he hasn't gone to see his dad. That, and the fact that, let's face it, he'd have to fly through numerous airports where, all the hubs to here are ones where high infection rates are, Now,
I forgot, where's your father-in-law located? I forgot.
He lives in Northern Virginia, near DC.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. He lives near DC. And so, the hubs, there used to be like a direct flight from here to Newark, or here to, I don't know if there was ever one from DC, but
Newark's pretty close, though, given how far Hawaii is.
They're not anymore, There's no more. So now you have to fly from here to LA, San Francisco, Dallas, Phoenix, and then take a flight from those areas to the East Coast. So those are all pretty high risk areas, and so it would kill one of us if he went and his dad is in his 80s, so it would kill him if he went and
brought this with him.
But he also would have to go there and quarantine for 14 days. So it's not been, it just hasn't been physically possible. Although we did encourage his dad. I said, why don't you have your dad come here? Because we would all be able to, like, we could get like a little condo or something for 2 weeks, and he could go, one of us could go quarantine with his dad, or, you know what I'm saying?
That would.
But his dad has a girlfriend and doesn't want to leave his girlfriend. I think the girlfriend is not as happy about, like they were childhood sweethearts, and then I don't know how many years they've been together now, but I don't think anyone plans on, like, when you finally, in your golden years, that your partner suddenly starts to not be able to function. It's one thing if you've been married for 40 years, there's a tolerance level there, right?
That's a good point. Yeah.
But when you haven't, and we all understand it. It's not like that we don't.
So how
Sharon,
long
how are you?
Been back together?
I don't know. I know his dad, his dad's a very sweet man, but his dad's been married, I don't know, so many times. He's had.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's like, he just can't be alone. That's what I mean?
Right. That's cool, right?
Well, I guess it is and it isn't, whatever. It's, anyway, so I think for us, I don't know. We broached the subject and said, why didn't he come here? It would be better for us. Hi, Mary Lou. You've been married for 43 years, Sharon. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Your dad doesn't have a phone and doesn't know how to use one, Joni? You mean like a cell phone? Yeah, I think technology is hard first of all, it's hard anytime, but when if you're having any memory issues, it's definitely not.
Well, I think when you get older, you have to kind of decide you're going to embrace it and really work at it, because it doesn't come naturally, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Yes.
I kind of embraced technology when it first started to come about. I'm not super old, but I am 71, and I've kind of jumped in, wholeheartedly and love it. But I have a sister that, just, can barely manage the, cell phone.
Yeah, it's hard.
Frustrates me, but, it is what it is.
Liz is saying, Joni, that's got to be stressful. I think the stressful part is that when you're feeling and seeing them lose their independence and seeing them realize it. So, seeing his dad, like he shouldn't be driving, and so even though his eyes are perfect and like he could pass a driving test, it's just the lack of memory, right? And so his car broke down, and his sister refused to get it fixed, and in a way, it's a blessing, right? Because
yeah, that makes sense.
Right. And so, well, it's hard. So
it's a little passive aggressive move, but it works, right?
Well, I think the problem is that he would go off in the car and then nobody knew, and he would forget to charge his phone so nobody could find him. And anyway, it's something you don't wish anybody to have to go through, but that's what we're facing. So, I mean, we've offered for him to come here. Especially during this pandemic time, because we have so few cases, and the winter would be he loves to play golf and swim and hike, and it would be better for him in the winter to at least be here. But and I cook every day, but it's one of those things.
Yeah, that would be a huge move for him. I mean, not only physically but mentally. Yeah. Now, you said he was a big animal vet. Did I get that right?
Yes, he was a big animal vet.
He did the farm animal stuff, right?
Well, he took care of all animals, but where he lived in Northern Virginia, I think he did lots of racehorses and
I was just going to say that,
jumping, you know what I'm talking about? Equestrian kind of. Yeah, but he's really good with animals. He didn't retire that long ago, and I think once he retired, I think that was the demise, the beginning of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyway, it's one of those things. It's not an easy conversation to have, and he doesn't really understand all of it, And the tolerance level of, I mean, there's special sort of memory care trainings that you can go through, and we started like going through them online, and I would recommend anybody to go through it, because it's like stuff you would think you would know, but you don't. No, this is just a board book. I don't even know what board book it was. Whenever I find a board book that I think I can work with, I've made a few. And I've given them away as gifts. So I've made a few of these board books.
Now, what are you going to do with that once you strip it down?
Well, some of them have like this one has a good surface, so I could just paint directly on this one. But this one is a little torn up. So probably what I'll do is I'll jelly print on some pages or paper and put it on. And then maybe I'll just sand it and gesso it. But cover it, and then I'll collage. I'll do like a collage book. Make it
okay.
Like a collage
All
book.
right.
Yeah, Joni, it's a training for caregivers to understand Alzheimer's patients or people. They don't call it Alzheimer's. They call it. Oh, Joni, if you message me, I'll tell you. I can't think. They call it like memory. Oh, Joni, I'm telling you, they have a name for it. They don't call it dementia or Alzheimer's. They have a different name for it. And you go through this training, and you really start to understand. Like it's really cool, actually, because it's like it would be similar to going to the same sort of training. Obviously, not the same thing, but something like if you suddenly became blind. It's like all the things that the people around you would need to know, and they take you through a whole process to experience what they're experiencing. And when you start to experience what they're experiencing, it's almost like a light bulb moment. You go, wow. You're like, wow, no wonder, So, Hi, Juanita. How many? I'm not adding any pages to this. I'm just going to use the pages as they are. Now you could add them. This one, these are just going to be small little art journals, but you could add pages. I've also used board books. I've taken them apart and used 2 pages of it as the front and back covers of a journal, and I've made spines for them. And so, I mean, you could do whatever you want. Mine, I'm just thinking of just as
That's heavy duty. That's heavy duty. That's beyond chipboard stuff. That's really heavy duty.
It's definitely heavier than, I mean, it is a type of chipboard, I think, but it's definitely heavier than like a cereal box. Oh, you'll send me a message? Okay, Joni, I'm telling you, it is, it's difficult to go through the training part, but it's so educational, and you're just like, you suddenly go, oh, and it really talks about, it takes you through the process of, how stress can be such a big proponent of making it worse, and how to relieve the stress in their lives. And it's sort of like how to not get into their triggers. Does that make sense? Anyway, I've learned a lot, and I really know nothing, so I've learned a lot from it. We all just talked that we should all know what page he's on, so that when we do interact with him on a regular basis, that we're not adding any, like, he knows he's losing, he knows he's not himself, but we don't need to add to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't need to add to his stress.
No. So
you're there you can support him probably much more efficiently having that knowledge, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And then it's also like you navigate away from the triggers, because they all have different triggers, but you figure out what they are, and you just navigate away from them. Like for instance, he has it in his mind that he owes the IRS money, which he doesn't. Okay.
Oh, poor thing.
So, well, no, what happened was he almost lost all of his property. He was financially very well off, and he had lots of properties, but because he mortgaged some of them, and he forgot to pay the mortgage, not because he didn't have the money. He just didn't, So anyway, and it took us a while and he was so independent. And if you weren't with him all the time, you wouldn't see the nuances of how his memory was not doing well, And anyway, so it was a whole thing. We had to it was so sad. We had to go to court and get power of attorney over his finances. He was also being scammed. Somebody was taking advantage of him.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, and so that was a whole other thing. So in his mind, so we had to sell. He still has lots of properties, but we had to sell a couple of them to keep them to even make any money out of them, because he had gotten so far behind in the payments. Anyway, so we did all that. So in his mind, he thinks that he owes the IRS money, which he doesn't. So he doesn't understand. Like, he goes, oh, they sold the farm. He had a big horse farm that nobody lived in. It was basically vacant. At one point in time, it was a big equestrian farm. We're talking like, I don't know, 100 acres, 150 acres.
Wow, in Northern Virginia, holy mackerel.
Yeah, like, we're talking like that. And it was just not feasible to keep it, because
the taxes alone would, anyway.
Taxes, and just for whatever reason. So my partners, brothers and sister, and him, they all got together, and when they realized that his dad had fallen behind on the payments and nobody was going there, okay, they sold it. So in his mind, he has, at one point in time, I guess he might have had trouble with the IRS, like early on, or 10, 20, 30 years ago. But in his mind, he thinks that he lost his farm to the IRS, and he wants to keep talking about it, which is not true. He didn't lose his farm to the IRS. We sold his farm because he hadn't been paying his mortgage, and it was basically, we sold it. He made some money on it. We took all that money and put it into his other properties, paid some of them off, and now he gets like rental income, from the ones that are rented out, but it's debt free. Yeah. But in his head, he gets himself so worked up over this.
So that's a major trigger for him, obviously.
And he wants to talk about it. So we all know that it doesn't exist, right? So whenever he starts to talk about it, you just change the subject. But you do it in a way where you focus. You ask him a question,
Right.
like, whatever. You ask him something. Oh, my cat has this. What do you think it is? Or something like that. So it's like learning the skills to. It seems silly, but it's that sort of thing. So when we've been talking to him about coming to live with him, we've had to tell him that we need his help. And that would it be okay if we came to live with him? I mean, that's how we've been laying the groundwork. Because otherwise, if he thinks we're coming there to take care of him, you see what I mean? He won't do
absolutely. That changes the whole. Yeah, that changes everything in his mind. That of course he's going to help you, right? That's
right.
That's a given, right?
So I mean, and it's like one of my partner's siblings takes care of all the finances and pays all his bills and does all that, and then the other one does something else, and then our job as what we do is we just listen to him bitch about the other two. Like we're good cop, bad cop. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, and we just go, oh, okay, oh, it's terrible, or whatever. It's just.
Hey, that's a huge service. I mean, that really helps out the.
But I'm just saying it's bigger than. Hi, Lolly. Hi, how are you? Oh, Liz, I didn't even know you needed those skills. Okay, so I mean, I'm learning. Kim says she worked in a personal care home, and the most important thing is to live in their moment or change the conversation gently. Yes, exactly, Kim. Many get upset and they can be aggressive if you try and correct them. Absolutely. Yes. You're absolutely right. Words are important, Sharon. Oh, Liz says she never understood that with her mother's illness, and she always tried to correct her or thinking she was helping. Yeah, that's the first thing they teach you is like, don't correct the people. Don't correct them. Don't correct them, to gently change the conversation, ask for, depending upon how the kind of person they are. So his dad has always been, he's got that sense of caring and helping and wants to help, right? So that's why we had to tell him that we needed his help.
Well, that, and that sat well with him, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah, because so when we talk to him now, he's like, and okay, the other thing is he has an enormous house. It's like, I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000 square feet, and he lives by himself. So that's not good either. So he was telling me not too long ago, oh, I got some new sheets for your bedroom. I'm like, oh, that's so nice, Dad. He's like, I'm ready, or he's like, I don't know.
So he's thinking that this move is imminent, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it also keeps him feeling hopeful and not.
Yeah.
I mean, my partner would have already been there to visit him if we knew we could go there safely and not bring anything along the way.
Sure. I mean, if it was under normal circumstances,
yes, yeah. Definitely. But I mean, it's so much of a learning situation that I was not aware of.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's kind of like a training everybody could benefit from.
That's what I was thinking.
It is. I mean, I've benefited from it. And I think my partner has too.
Obviously, where I live in Florida, there are a lot of, they call them memory care facilities, and they're very, there's a lot of them.
He is really sweet, Nana. He is such a sweet man. He is so, so sweet. He's really thoughtful. He's sweet and thoughtful. So you just want to keep the sweet and thoughtful part going. You don't want to get him all frustrated because you can tell when he gets himself talking about the IRS thing. Oh my God, he grinds with it. It's like he goes around and around in circles. And even though we've shown him on paper that he doesn't owe the IRS anything, in his head, I don't know why he doesn't. He doesn't remember that it's not. So he gets himself all worked up.
Wow. And then you have to change the subject.
Right. Or you just try to gently maneuver it to something you need, like, oh, do you think you could help me with whatever? Or he likes to talk about, he loves dogs. He's got all these hunting dogs, and he loves, talking about his dogs. So I would say, tell me where you and Jet went on, where'd you go on your hike today, Dad? And what did you see? And, it's like one of those things. It's
I've
weird.
always thought that vets are the most remarkable people because their patients can't talk to them. And I've always thought that what they do for animals is always, above and beyond, because of the skill set that they have to have in order to treat animals has always amazed me.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah, so that's the latest on that. If we weren't in the middle of this ridiculousness, I think we would have already gone and either moved him here or.
Well, you'd be able to go and at least assess the things, on the ground, so to speak.
It is like a record player, Nana. It's a delicate dance rep. That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Yes, we do have lots of old photo albums. We definitely do that, Kim. We have that. We talk about things that he can remember. We talk about he's very active. So we do have the old photo albums. They do help a lot.
Now, when he goes off for a walk, is there any way of, I guess, keeping track of him if he were to get lost or?
Well, the problem is we got him a phone that had a tracker on it, and he lost the phone.
Okay.
So
well.
we haven't really worked that one out yet. I mean, we've talked about getting him a watch because, see, if he thinks it's a device like a, you know what I mean? Like, how they have those like devices you can wear, or whatever. If he thinks it's one of those, I don't think he'll wear it.
Oh, okay. Like I've fallen and I can't get up device. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that, he won't wear it. So I don't know. We'll see. Let's just see. This next year will be very telling for.
Now, how far away are Hottie's siblings from him?
They live at least an hour away.
Okay.
But they do try to go and. Well, right now he's staying with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend lives in where his house is, the big huge house. It's on a lake, and he lives like there's not a lot around it, So I think the girlfriend's house, she lives in she lives in Winchester or she lives in Richmond. I don't remember.
Okay.
But his siblings, they live about an hour away. But I know his sister's been going there often, and everybody's trying to do their part,
Right. It's going to be frustrating for you guys to be so far away, though. I mean, because
Well, the frustrating thing is that, the lack of being there and experiencing it and really seeing the level in which he's declining and hearing about it from other people. Because when we talk to him, we always try to have really positive, upbeat conversations with him, but we don't live with him day to day. So, they see the little things, the little signs of more declining things. So we don't see it. And what is the card after the earrings? Liz,
that's font. The prompt was font or fonts. So I like
that one.
So I just started cutting out different fonts that I found in various magazines. Yeah, this is earrings, obviously.
Oh, I loved your stamps. The stamps that you made that you shared in the hop. Those were
awesome. And a lot of them are just one-offs. Like I made that birthday cake for Mary and the balloons, and my son skateboarding, and just make them for one occasion. And they're primitive, but they get the message across. And
Liz says you've done a great job with those weird prompts, Anne.
Well, they even get weirder, believe me. So
I
That's
can't
why I
follow.
figured they were worthy of their own book, right?
Yes, they're worthy of their own book. Well, did you see how you inspired Laura? She started carving stamps.
Saw
She got
that.
us. I know. That's awesome.
That's a pretty good deal. That and I guess she contacted them, and then they contacted her and sent her all those goodies.
I don't know how she contacted them, but I got something from them. I think after a while, when you have a YouTube channel, whatever size it is, you get sort of random
Yeah,
things. Like I've gotten some things are stuff I would never do.
right.
Like somebody sent me something not too long ago, wanted to know if I would test out their dinosaur. Like they had this dinosaur thing, and I was like, I said, I thought about it. I mean, because I at one time used to make little Christmas ornaments out of like those plastic, that's your bag of whatever you get, bag of soldiers, bag of bugs.
Oh yeah.
I've made some funky Christmas ornaments out of them one year, but I just was like, they were these life-size sort of like big dinosaur things, and I'm sure they just said, oh, let's just tag a channel that has the name Mother in it or Mama in it.
Oh,
right?
I see. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Now Laura said that you had to have obviously a YouTube channel, and you had to have a minimum of, it was a very low number of subscribers. I think she said like I don't know, like 100 subscribers. I'm thinking that's really
well, then
low.
you should contact them.
Yeah.
I got an email from BB. You should go on their website, BBCrafts website. They have a lot of really cool findings. I think they were, I don't know the whole history of them, so I'm sure somebody in the chat might. They think they were primarily like a finding and jewelry supply, but now they've branched out and they have other things. Yeah, sometimes you get some kind of, I mean, I guess that's one perk of YouTube, if it's a product you want to use.
Right, yeah. Well, I've carved the erasers. I've done some eraser carvings, but nothing like what Mary does.
So Kim is asking you, Anne, was this the 61 days of index cards?
Yes, it was. It was the 61 days by Daisy Yellow. And these are the prompts.
Let me go back up
and here's one of the prompt cards, and I'm including that. This is what I'm gluing down now is week 5. But I've done, I started out with, if I can digress, one of the prompts was, and this is not going to make any sense.
Here. I'm going to put the camera just on you. Just give me a second. Let me get over here. I'm sorry, guys. Charlie will not leave me alone. Okay, go for it. One of the prompts was,
week 2, one of the prompts was David Bowie.
What?
Okay, talk about random. Okay, so you go from Sansui pattern, which I looked up and I made my own Sansui pattern, to a bookshelf, to David Bowie. Tiramisu. I mean, how bizarre is this, right? To brocade, all right? So David Bowie, I know David Bowie as, a rock star.
I love David Bowie.
But I went online and Googled David Bowie, and it turned out that he made this movie, and I don't know if you can see, but I wrote, it's called The Man Who Fell to Earth.
I saw that movie.
Okay.
It's kind of a weird movie.
Well, I was just going to say it's probably one of the most bizarre movies I have ever seen in my entire life. Just saying. And in the movie, he's looking for water, and he's watching like all of these TVs. So I have like the police are after him, and I have a TV, and I have this robot. So this is a very random card, but that's kind of what I took away from watch. And I sat and watched the entire movie.
Oh my gosh.
It was it was a surrealistic experience, you know.
And what year was it made? I can't even remember.
Oh my gosh, I have it on the back of the card, but it's an old movie.
Yeah.
And then you jump to tiramisu. So and tiramisu means a pick me up because of the caffeine, or you know.
I love tiramisu.
I do too. Oh my gosh.
So I love that. I just want to add this. So Kim says that she managed to settle down a few of her sundowners by using line-dried pillowcases, and it was like aromatherapy. It really helped him. I bet it brought him back to like a memory, you know. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Janice.
Hey, Laura.
Hi, Dana. Hi, Laura. Laura, we were just talking about you. Your ears must be burning.
Yes, we're talking about you stamping away.
We were talking about you stamping, girl. And your stamps came out so good.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, whoa. And I love it, Laura. I'm never going to forget, if you guys ever add to your own art prompts, you need to add a human. Add a human is my Laura mantra. But my favorite thing about Laura's recent video of her carving stamps was, okay, people, I am not asking for carving advice or how to do it correctly. I was like, woohoo!
Yep.
Oh
I'm just going to do it and just be still. I will get it done, right?
No, but I loved it because people on YouTube, they constantly say to you stuff like that. And trust me, I've gotten some crazy, I can't even tell you the things people tell me or have said to me, you know, but it's so perfect. I love it. You were perfect though, Laura. I loved it. You were like, people, do not put in the comments.
Right.
I'm not asking for instruction.
Yeah.
No, but I love that because you know what? That is what art should be. Your way and your way only. Hi, Al. Oh, Al, thank you for the shout out. Elle gave me the sweetest shout out in one of her rambles. I appreciate it. And Laura finally got my package. I'm sorry, I should have got it to you last week. I was not. But yeah, I was having a week. Fair warning is a good thing, Janice says.
Right.
Oh, we love you, Liz. I hope you have a good night. Laura says, I'm going to try to do my best impersonation of Laura. I'm like, people, I've been watching Mary for a few years. I think I have watched all I can watch at this point. I'm jumping in.
That's right. I'm going to carve a heart no matter what.
Oh my gosh. I will have to show you guys some of the stamps my hottie's carved me. They're in I haven't seen them lately. He made me some angel wings. They came out beautiful. I wanted some, I don't know. He'll carve me anything. And he's so much better at me than I just go, please carve that for me. When you point your finger at the camera, it always slays me, Jersey. I agree. Laura always makes my day. If I'm having a down day, I can just listen to her and it just makes me laugh. It doesn't matter who she's talking to, what she's talking about. It makes me happy. So I love you, Laura. And I'm so glad that you jumped in and decided to be on YouTube. You know, it's not for the faint of heart, though. You guys that have channels can pipe in. People are mean to you sometimes, and you're like, wait a second here.
Yeah, change the channel. Go somewhere else if you don't like what I'm saying.
I think Shannon Green has the best comebacks for people that she will make a video and make this hit. So-and-so said they didn't like it. So I said, well, move on. You know. Yeah.
I mean,
she's having an auction tomorrow. I would love to have one of her little magazine things, but I imagine that the bidding will be insane.
Ferocious?
I don't know. Maybe.
1:30, 1 o'clock on Rosemary Morris's channel, I do believe.
Yes.
Is that Central Time, I do believe?
Well, Rosemary and Shannon live in Arkansas, so I don't know what time frame it is.
I think they're an hour earlier for me, and that would be 5 hours earlier for you, right? I don't know.
It's always super early for me. It doesn't matter when it is. I agree 1,000%. Elizabeth says that she always loves her some Laura. And I agree. Laura, you make me, I'm telling you, I could be having the crappiest day, and I could just there's a video. Laura's, it doesn't even matter what you're talking about. I had to have it on the background. It just always makes me laugh. I love it.
Well, I know Laura has chided me for thanking her, and I said I was never going to thank her again, but I'm going to break that promise.
Go for it.
Laura's the one that pushed me and encouraged me to go live. And if it hadn't been for Laura, I know I don't think I would have done it. So
Aw,
I'm
see?
eternally grateful for Laura and her.
That's what your crafty peeps need to do. They need to push you
Yep.
forward and support you. So Elle said that she got some doozy comments today. Oh no, Elle, what were they? I've gotten ones where it says clearly craft and chat. You talk too much.
I don't get that one. I don't understand.
I'm like, it's called craft and chat. And I'm like, okay. Hi, Darla. No, I've gotten that. I've got one lady. I don't know if I left it at the beginning when I first did YouTube. I took it really seriously. Like when they would write me like not nice things, right?
Yeah.
I would be like, I need to delete this. You know, it would I would take it offensive. Now I don't care. But one lady told me, would you hurry up and shut up and just glue it?
Whoa.
One lady also told me, you know, you could have erased that last 15 seconds. You were not, you took too much time. Oh my God. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, you can't pay attention to people like that. They're just,
Again, so Laura says,
go somewhere else, right?
Mary Lou, how are you? Mary Lou says, same here. Laura always makes me chuckle. And Jersey says, Anne, I'm so glad you're live. Everyone loves you being live. I agree.
Well, I appreciate your support.
What your things were the comments were political? Oh, please. I can't even tell you guys. I should have saved them. Shannon Green at least laughs and saves them, and then she posts them in her group so everybody can laugh too. I'm telling you, in the beginning, I was offended. Not that what they said to me was hurtful, but I was like, why can't they just change the channel? Like, yeah. Why spend? I would never, if I don't have something nice to say, I don't say it, Well, yeah, Laura says, oh gosh, Shell.
Especially she's format,
Yeah, Laura's saying, oh gosh, Shell, it's a channel about art, people. Yes, delete. I delete, yes. Shannon does have great comebacks. I love her, period. Okay, so I think I've stripped all of my board books.
Well, Shannon's just so, so confident, and she just doesn't give an it.
I don't necessarily think it's confidence. I think she just finds it hilarious.
Yeah.
I think she just is like, she laughs it off. She's like, this is so stupid. This is YouTube people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. But I'm looking forward to her sale tomorrow, even if I can't afford anything.
Oh, I'm definitely going to watch, that's for sure.
I just stripped them, Laura. I using my pokey tool, okay? And I just go underneath it and pull the paper off. I've made some of these before where I just sanded the pages, but it never quite, whatever I've put down on it, and maybe it could also be where I live. You guys realize I live in a place where it's humid. So like things that may work where you live may not work here. So I just use my little awl and, and I strip them.
And you're all in with your awl.
I'm all in with my awl.
I need more color here. All right, let's just.
Laura says that's what she said. She's going to go to the auction too, even if she can't buy anything. Kathy Bird. Okay, if you guys want Real Craft Room Envy, go over to Kathy's channel. I know I've said this before, and if you can't figure it out, I'm Craft Room Envy. She's got the most gorgeous craft room ever. Hi, Eileen, and she's a fabulous artist on top of it. So hey, fabulous space and be a good artist.
Yep. She's got a serious, and she's in a basement where you can spill stuff all over the place and you don't have to worry about it. You
guys, we don't have basements here.
Oh, I know. We don't have basements in Florida either.
I think Shannon, Mary Lou, I think it's at 1. Is it 1 o'clock or 1:30, Anne, for Shannon's auction?
I thought it was 1, and then someone said 1:30. So tune in at 1 and wait, I guess.
I don't know, but it's on Rosemary Morris's channel. Hey, yes. Hey, Laura, will you pop the link in the description box? Okay, so yes. So Kathy says, yes, Anne, I love my basement, and I can just leave a mess and go upstairs. You guys, that's what this is going to sound so bad. And if my kids are listening, I apologize. Okay, my 2 older kids have been here. My oldest daughter and her husband, they've been trapped here. You guys, they were living in Taipei, and they came for something, and then coronavirus hit, and then they obviously are not letting anybody back in China, at least non-Americans. Anyway, and they were supposed to head to Madrid, I think, after that, but Madrid's not letting Americans in either. Anyway, so they are both working on a film right now. A film came to town, and they got hired on it. And they're both super grateful because, guys, the jobs where I am at are few and far between. And I would have taken a job on the film, except you have to live there. I'd have to go sequester and live at the resort. It's in a beautiful resort. Mm-hmm. And I can't do that. I have a 14-year-old. So anyway, they've been gone since, when did they leave? Like a week, maybe? And you guys, I went right into the room that used to be my craft room. That was a guest room. It's been, put the bed on its side, put the bed up on its side against the wall. And I started organizing all of the things that I'm going to keep and the things that I want to let go. Let's put it this way. The keep pile is like 5 times bigger than the let go pile. But if they weren't gone, I couldn't be going through it like this, you know? Okay, so Laura put the link to Rosemary's channel. It's 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
I was totally wrong. Oh, 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay, I said 1 o'clock Central, whatever they are. Okay, so I wasn't. Okay. Gotcha. 2 o'clock.
Janice says 1 p.m. Central or 2 p.m. So what are you guys going to bid on? Okay, I want to tell you, if I could have anything, I want one of Shannon's, like the magazine pages that she bound together. Have you seen those books?
Yes.
Oh, I want one of those. I know it's probably not the thing anybody else wants. Well, I don't know. Maybe everybody wants it, but that's what I want. All right, so I'm going to jelly print a few pages and put them on my book. Maybe I'll just sew one of these. You guys, all board books are not created the same. Oh, Kathy, I think she's selling a bunch of her journals. She did a video. What all is she selling? She's selling some flow books. She's selling some, her version of flow book. What else is she selling? Do you remember, Anne?
I don't remember. I didn't see the video as to what she was selling. I just heard that she was selling.
She put some of her magazine journals in there. One of her journals that's incredibly beautiful, but I don't know what it was. It was like, I like everything she does, so I'm probably not a good judge of like.
Do we know why she's having this auction? I hope it's for good reasons and not, I
think it's because
she's just downsizing or down whatever.
Maybe, but I think it's like, it's like it's a trend right now. It seems like a lot of people are having auctions, so I think that's why. I don't know. She didn't mention any. If she did mention something, you guys, I didn't listen.
I didn't get that either. I just think it's so brilliant when she and Jason came up with, recycling the vinyl, billboards. Like
I think she's auctioning some of those, and I think they're filled with her painty papers.
Okay, all righty.
I think she's auctioning some of those.
Because I have a couple of those. I bought one of the field note size vinyl journals, and I constructed it for my son. My oldest son, and I gave it to him for Christmas, and he absolutely loves it because he's an observer and he likes to take notes and stuff. So
you just put, like, what did you put inside of it?
I put I collect field notes, the company field notes. I don't know whether so I put a couple of field notebooks in it, and then I made like another notebook that fit in it, and then his nickname is Bear, and so I collaged a bear on the cover of it, and put some. He plays Dungeons and Dragons. He's 43 years old and he's still playing Dungeons and Dragons. So I put some D&D stuff in it to personalize it. So anyway. But the nice thing about those books is you can, collage or paint on them or do anything, and they're very versatile. And
no, I think it's awesome. I have several. I have a bunch, and I've used them all. So let's see, what am I missing? So Mary Lou said that she worked as an extra when she lived in North Carolina, extra in the movies, and it was fun. And well, I think she did say she's going to sell some mystery things, didn't she, Laura? Because I don't know.
I don't know either.
Look, I think it'll be just fun hanging out with all of you guys and seeing who gets all the treasures. You guys, I literally need nothing. Not one thing. Okay.
I don't know anything.
Saying that, I bought some things. I bought from one of the crafting mamas, Bonnie. I bought some of her. She was in Australia. I bought some of her. She has some handmade ruffles, and I bought some of those. And then she has some. I think I bought tea-dyed candy bags. Not that I need them, but I wanted them.
Huh?
And what else did I buy recently? I always love shopping at Amore Fabrique. Selena. Oh, did you guys see that I think her power's out from the storm. So if anybody ordered stuff from her, you got to wait on it a little bit. I think Sally was not good to her.
Yeah, Sally was quite a bitch. Excuse my French, but.
Oh man, I love you. Oh my god. Anyway.
Anyway.
I think she still has a store, Nana, but I don't think she's putting her things in there. Wait, and they like the Monopoly, Anne. They love the Monopoly.
The prompt was board game. So that was the prompt for this, was board game. So Monopoly, right? It's like the best board game ever invented.
Oh my gosh, Anne, I love you. So I don't need anything, you guys. So the other thing, somebody wrote me a note or sent me a little thing on Facebook that said, because they'd sent me some Happy Mail and said, why do I never open up Happy Mail on YouTube? Okay, confession. Are you ready?
Yep.
When I first started my YouTube channel, I was so naive, okay? And I live in a small home. I was receiving all sorts of things from people I didn't know. And I was so overwhelmed. It caught me off surprise. It caught me it caught me by surprise. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, so I don't open. And then I started to feel bad. Hi, Skinny. How are you? You're not late to the party. So I felt, okay, I had some guilt going on. Okay. Felt guilty. And
accepting gifts from strangers, right?
Right, exactly. It made me feel so guilty. And then I felt like I had to reciprocate and send them something back. And then that put me into a whole other thing. You guys, where I live on an island, there's not, you know what I mean? If you wanted some book pages, that I could reciprocate with. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I got to be so overwhelmed. I never wanted to make anybody feel like they had to send me anything. So that's why I don't have my address on my YouTube channel. That's why, like, if you ever wanted to, like, you'd have to join my Facebook group do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was overwhelming to me. I didn't start a YouTube channel because of any of that. Like, that was I didn't even know that was something people did.
Right.
You know, now saying that, I sometimes send stuff to people, not because I feel like I have to, or I definitely don't do it because I want something in return.
Right.
But I don't know. So that's why I don't. So for those of you that send me things, I do, if I ever get a piece of Happy Mail from you and you give me a way to send you some thank you, I will always thank you personally. Mm-hmm. But I just can't, I don't know. It's it's like, I got this beautiful journal from this woman. Okay, you guys, it made me cry. I was like, it was above and beyond anything I ever, and I didn't even know her. Okay.
Right.
And this journal was so beautiful. And then I felt like I needed to send her something back, but I don't make that kind of artwork. Like my artwork is down and dirty.
Right.
You know, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Recycle.
Mine's recycled envelopes. And so then it was like, then it put this pressure on me. Okay, now I have to try it. It was, yeah. Laura, I'm completely humbled by the kindness of others, but it's because I can't, I don't know. My sister says I'm a terrible receiver.
Well, speaking of receiving stuff, and I received a beautiful bundle of Happy Mail from Laura a couple of weeks ago.
Aww.
And I said something about showing it on stream, and Laura said, no, you don't have to do that. So Laura wasn't there when I showed her what I had done with what she had sent me.
Here, I'm going to put it on. You want to get it? And I'll put it just on you, and you can show. Hold on.
I got it.
Oh, cool.
I made this.
Okay, perfect. Oh, you're in perfect frame now.
And this is stuff that came in that Happy Mail that I put together. And this is Laura. I mean, and I enjoyed making this so much. And this is out of, you get those card things in the mail, advertisements. Yeah. I'm a great saver of those and making them into journals. And so all of this is from what Laura sent. This is a local postcard from Sebastian, but let's see. That's
nice. I really like it. I love saving those things that you get in the mail.
Yeah, they're great. Fabric that was in the, this is fabric that was included. Some transparency that I put. This is part of the ad, and there was water, and this was in the Happy Mail, Mermaid on Duty.
You were working on it on one thing. I think I saw you.
I may have been working on it, yeah. And then this, let's see. This was another one of those cards that opens up, and so it's kind of keeps on going. I don't know.
Oh, it's great. I love it.
And this is all stuff. This was, I think, napkin. And this is Laura's note in the little envelope. This is the napkin that she sent and some bling. This was some lace that she sent, and I glued that around.
It looks great. It's really came out great.
And it's a great, I look at it and, I think of Laura, right?
I love that.
And so this is wallpaper, she said, that I think her grandmother had. Hi, Aunt Beck.
Hi, Aunt Beck. Wallpaper? Ooh, you guys, what is it with wallpaper? I have like the most ridiculous thing for wallpaper and quilt squares. It's so stupid.
Yeah. Well, it's random. And Laura's saying it's random, and this is random, but it's you, and I love it. I look at it, and I think this is Laura.
Oh, I love it. I love how you put it together, Anne.
Trivia Pursuit. Yeah. Life is an Adventure. This was the chicken that she sent. Now, she sent a whole bunch of buttons, and I couldn't obviously put all the buttons, but I sewed, and I'm not a sewer, but I hand sewed the buttons across the bottom to make a pocket. See, a pocket. And it's all buttons. And then
Hi, Jane.
This was this beautiful napkin, and I didn't want to do anything to that. And she sent this, and I made that into this funky person on a card.
I like it.
And
I can do funky. That I can do.
Yeah. And this is just all Laura.
Aww.
Stuff that she sent me, and I love this lace stuff. I even use this lace to stitch the thing up together. I use this as the string.
Oh, nice. I think it came out great.
Yeah. Oh, and this opens this way. It just keeps on going. It opens this way. And,
oh, wow. I love it.
And this way. And we got this. I use this boa thing. It's not boa, but this is some more of the fabric and a card.
The eyelash trim you used as the boa?
Yeah. And then this card opens up this way. And it just keeps on going and going and going.
You know what's great about it? It reminds me of one of Carla Cage Fish's, books where she has them flipping and flipping every direction.
Yeah. This was an ad. This was a furniture company ad, I do believe.
Oh, the whole thing, the way it was flipping up and everything.
Yeah, and
oh, cool.
And this is I love this little girl. I've used her. I've cut her out a lot. He loves me not. He loves me. I think that's adorable. Okay. And then let's see. This goes this way, and then this opens this way. So I
like it, and I like the way you did the silhouette of the little girl too.
Yeah. And then some more buttons.
Oh, you did a lot with those buttons.
I know. And that's it.
It came out really good, Anne. Hi, Stace. How are you? We're happy you're here. If I didn't say hi to you. Oh, so Laura's saying the chicken is from Aaron Klossner.
Oh, okay.
Aaron.
I know that name. Yeah.
I'm waiting for my fabric stash from Aaron Klossner, and I can't wait. I'm like, keep tracking my package going, where's my fabric? Where's my fabric? Not that I'm not trying to offend anybody that gets Happy Mail and opens it on air. I'm just telling you why I don't. And it has nothing to do with you. It's just me and my weirdness.
I think it makes perfect sense.
I don't know, you guys. I'm telling you, it got overwhelming. I used to, at one point in time, you guys, I would get huge boxes of it. And I was like, and it would be from somebody that I didn't know at all. And they would just say, oh, I saw you. I've been following you. I'm a lurker, whatever. And I'd be like, and my poor hottie was like, he said, maybe people just want to send you all their recycles. No, I mean, it was all good stuff, you guys. But I'm just saying that's why. It's not because I don't want to. It's not because I don't appreciate it. I just, I have my own weirdnesses, okay? Mm-hmm. So I have these. If you guys, do you ever use the back of your atlas pages? So, they're like the grid or the, what do you call it? Like the table of contents thing.
Oh yeah, it's not the glossary, but yeah, it's the index where if you look up a town, it gives you the coordinates.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's called though.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is called the glossary. I don't know.
No.
Anyway, but I'm jelly printing on this one, and this one is in Spanish and in French. Okay.
Whoa.
Spanish and French. Night, Janice. Hope you have maybe we'll see you tomorrow at Shannon's sale. I think we'll all be there cheering Shannon on.
Yes.
Because who doesn't love Shannon Green? Everybody loves Shannon Green.
Well, she was one of the first YouTubers, I think I ever watched. I
think Barb was one of the first YouTubers I ever watched. I mean, Shannon as well, but I think Barb was like, I love Barb, and I missed her today. I was doing paperwork this morning. Have you ever had those days where you're like, oh, I'm going to get to watch and do what I want. And then your whole life like throws you a curveball and you're like, yeah. You put those papers in your journal too. So I have those. I keep those for me, I keep the most random things. And yes, Laura, I wanted to tell you, yes, the Chinese magazine came from my daughter when she lived in China. So my daughter, she brought me home. She is a minimalist, okay? She and her husband combined only have one suitcase full of things. That's it. They don't collect anything. And when they were living in China, and one of the times when she came home, she brought me. So that's why I said I've been hoarding that magazine. It's a Chinese recipe magazine. I guess whoever wrote it is famous. I don't know, but my daughter brought me home some of the most random things, and I've been hoarding it. But when I made those little kits, I kind of made it with all my favorite things, and it may not be stuff that you guys like, so please don't feel like you have to put it in there. You know what I mean? Just because I like that randomness. It has all kinds of randomness in it. It was that's why I'm telling you, I have a pile of keep and I have a pile of let go, and the pile of keep and let go are similar. And then my hottie said, maybe you would feel better if you just made it all into like kits. And I was like, oh, great idea. He goes, would it be easier to let it go? And I go, yeah, because then it would be going to a creative home, not a landfill. You got some Vicky Boynton crayons? Ooh. I don't even have any Vicky Boynton crayons.
Wow.
I think Mary is making crayons cool again. Don't you think so?
Oh my gosh. I've melted. I've done that. That is the coolest thing to do. And centrally, it is such a great feeling to just have that crayon and have it melt. And it's amazing. It's just amazing. I mean, I highly recommend it. Even if you're just looking for bits and pieces of colored paper, just get out your crayons and melt it. And then you can cut out, the bits and paper, and use it for other stuff. I mean, I did that for the prompt for marigolds.
I'm sorry, Anne. I love you so much. Anne's like, these are the most ridiculous prompts. David, Bowie, and tiramisu. What do these two things have in common?
I know. Well, this is week 1. Hopscotch, marigolds. Okay. Albums.
Like photo albums or record albums?
Well, I did Bruce Springsteen, and I actually made the album and the record.
Oh, that's cool.
And then sequins. I hate sequins, so I looked up the definition of sequins. A small, shiny, ornamental disc often sewn on cloth. And so I made little gold coins, and I have a sequin with a line through it. How do these relate? I mean, I'm thinking these people are high, or I don't know what they're doing when they come up with these.
Oh, Anne, you rock the prompts, Laura said, and I agree. I'm sorry. I hate sequins. I love it. Hi, Susie. How are you? Oh, my God.
I was damned if I was going to put sequins on it, so that's why I figured, well...
An anti-sequin, like no smoking, no sequins.
Right, no sequins. For the 1980s, I did the Berlin Wall coming down in the Rubik's Cube. I mean, I know that's random, but the Rubik's Cube came out in 1980s. So.
And you are just a card, okay? And you are a plethora of very amazing information, and I appreciate it. But I love your sense of humor. I hate sequins.
Well, what can I say?
Well, Anne, you wouldn't have been able to live in my house. My mother was a professional dancer.
Oh, my God.
And she had, oh, my God, she had a dance company. I learned, yeah, my mom taught me how to sew, okay? The first thing I ever sewed was a tutu. Can I tell you, that's freaking hard. That is freaking hard to sew a tutu. Like a big, imagine. Oh, my God, you have no idea. I can't, if I told you before I even got to adulthood, I'd already had a life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, with your mom as a dancer, of course you would have already had a life. That's just.
Oh, yes. She was.
So when you sew a tutu, is it just one big piece of whatever, and then you just pull the thread to kind of do the ruffles on it?
No. Well, yes and no. But I mean, It is one big piece. Or you can make them, well, it's layers. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. That would be
rows and rows and rows of it. Can I tell you, it's not easy to sew. Okay. It's not.
I'll take your word for
it. Laura said she gets it. Before she got to adulthood, she had 2 lifetimes. You know what? And my kids, they go, you're so boring. They don't really know me. No, they don't know my life. Okay. Laura said for the 1980s, she would have done the Cabbage Patch and Rainbow Bright. I love Rainbow Bright. I love Rainbow Bright. I don't know why, but I do.
Well, you think about it. Our kids know nothing about us prior to their existence.
So true, Anne.
And, there are things that I would never share with my sons. Sometimes I think back and I'm thinking I'm lucky to be friggin' alive. I mean, thank God there wasn't, Facebook or any of that stuff when I was young. Oh my gosh, I shudder to think.
But you know what, Anne? The other thing is that we would not have shared. Okay, I didn't
No,
share.
that's true. Yeah.
Did you guys see? You like strawberry shortcake? Hi, Lisa. Did you guys see? Oh my gosh, what is her name? And I love her, Kelly Snow. She made the best. If I was into strawberry shortcake, I would have bought her journal. It was awesome. Kelly Snow, do you know her? She's a YouTuber. I don't know if she does YouTube so much anymore, but she has a Facebook group. Okay, so Jane says in the 80s, it was full of Ninja Turtles for her. She had too many boys in the house. Oh, my God. Oh, gosh. Laura says her daughter knows way more than she wants her to know. And Cole will no. Not yep. Well, Cole won't, girl. Please.
Well, the 80s were a blur because my kids were little. My oldest son was born in 76. And the youngest one was born in 79. So the 80s are kind of a blur.
She is awesome. You guys should, does she still make YouTube videos, Lisa? I don't know. Cause I'm in her, one of her Facebook groups and I love her. And, I don't even know the name of the Facebook group. I could tell you, I could post it in the description link after the whole thing's over. I have to go. Am I the only one that doesn't like the new Facebook thing? I'm not doing well with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, I don't know. And I'm all for change, but I can't see the point to it. So yes, the Ninja Turtles have been making a resurgence. You're absolutely right. And I'm just making some background pages, you guys. I want to glue some of these pages down in my book and my little, even if I end up covering them up, how many of you guys art journal like this? Yeah. I would rather have something down and then cover it all up. So, somebody wrote me once, like, that's ridiculous. You just spent all this time. And I said, yeah, but that's just how I work. I work better that way. So
I took a mixed media mini course with Seth Apter. And he created a mixed media page. And it was fascinating to watch him work and how he approaches a blank page. And he doesn't use a paintbrush. He uses bits of paper and he slaps paint on the paper and then he just smacks it down, and I've done that. So these pieces of paper from doing his method, and that's like the first layer. And by the time he's done, you're right. He's got like at least 8 or 9 layers before he even thinks about putting a vocal point on it. And it's amazing.
Well, no, I think we all work a little differently. I mean, in my magazine journals, I always put down paper. It doesn't matter what kind, bits and pieces, because magazines, I'm enamored with how Dee Dee painted. I want to make one of those books. Did you guys see the book that she is, that she showed? I don't know what day it was, you guys. She's always on
the big portfolio one that she's been doing with the big poster board books. Or
no, this one was like a magazine journal that she painted in to make collage papers. But I don't have the same experience painting on magazines. Hers look like they come out matte. It could be the paper quality, but mine aren't that way. Right. So I always, if I'm going to make a magazine journal, which I love making, by the way, I like making them primarily because you can do it anywhere. Doesn't cost anything. Everybody can get a hold of a brochure or a Costco magazine or something. And it ends up being great. You didn't have to worry about the binding or anything.
Yeah.
So I like that. But I agree putting paper down. Yes. Stacy at Pink Poodle Crafters, they're mentioning, is having her auction on Sunday. You guys, I was at her auction last week. I, once again, did not need anything, but I had to buy Janie's papers. Did you guys see Janie's painted papers? You guys, her dyed papers. I have an illness. Painted papers, dyed papers. Like when I die, my kids are going to find these random books of painted papers, and they're going to go, "What the hell?"
Well, I used to watch you do painty papers on the old Friday night, and you made it, slap it down. And I don't feel I can make. I know everybody can make painty papers, but
everybody can.
I know.
That's my hottie calls it my pity pat papers. I made I made something the other day, and he goes, "Oh my God, I love your pity pat papers." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like,
"Oh, I heard you write that expression down, and I love that pity. That's a great
pity pat papers." He goes, he goes, "This is how he makes fun of me." He goes, "You go like this, and then it's done." Well, you have to see. If I showed you some of his paintings, you guys would die. He is a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous artist.
Well, speaking of painting, is he still commercially painting? Is he?
Nothing is going on here. You guys, the 411 and the update for here is like, this is why it's like shocking to me. Like, there is none of the hotels are open.
Yeah.
Everyone has been laid off. There is, so our governor saying he's going to reopen. We're like, to what? People have been, a lot of the hotel jobs here are union jobs. They're gone.
Yeah.
And so it's like, if we're going to successfully, and nobody really knows if he's just saying it because he's getting pressure. Like, who knows? Nobody really knows what's going on here.
Right.
But no. So he was supposed to start painting so right before the pandemic, it was probably going, but we weren't privy to it like we are now. He was working for a restaurant, and they laid everyone off. Like, it was like, okay. And right before that, he had gotten a job. He'll do anything. That's the one thing about living on an island. You have to be willing to do anything. Right. You can't be like all precious and go, "Oh, I'm only because it doesn't work here." Right. It just doesn't. Yeah. And so he was working at a restaurant. You make more money as a server. I'm just going to be honest. You make more money as a server than you do doing anything else. Mm-hmm. And the restaurant that he worked at was really, it was a good one, but they closed. And restaurants that only serve to a local crowd, you don't make any money in. Is that terrible?
No, but you have to get the tourist bucks, right? You have to.
Right. Because, so he might have been able to go to a local style restaurant, or maybe they wouldn't have hired him, because he wasn't local. You know what I mean? Even though we've lived here a dozen years, you're not considered local. So he got a job at the union. He applied at the union and got a job. And he's a really good, guys, he's a fine artist. He's an amazing fine artist painter, but I'm telling you, he can paint some house paint like nobody I've ever seen. Somebody did a video of him painting a whole wall in less than a minute. It's crazy. Because he was the rolling one. He said when you work big commercial jobs, you can't futz around.
No.
And he was honest with me. He said, "I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do it," because he'd only worked prior to that in high end paint jobs, like multi-million-dollar mansions where they.
Right. Yeah.
That's what he'd done prior. So he'd never really worked that type of down and dirty rolling,
Yeah.
So, no, he did really well, but he was supposed to start work at the Montage. The Montage was supposed to, start working, painting him and his crew at the Montage. The Montage fired everyone. Not him. He's in the union, but they're employees, right. So there's nobody there.
Wow.
They laid everyone off. They formally furloughed it. We were all on furlough, but they formally did it. So I don't know what it's going to look like for us. No. We're all kind of like waiting to see.
My brother lives in St. Thomas, and that's an island economy too, and they're everyone's hurting there in St. Thomas also. But St. Thomas is more of a third world country. It's
Hawaii's not far from that.
Yeah.
So
he phoned me yesterday, and just basically said, "Oh, I'm coming to Florida. And I said, oh, when? And he said, Monday.
Wow.
I know. But he's going to be staying with a friend down in Fort Lauderdale, and then he's going to come up and see me. But that's how I found out. It's, by the way, and I haven't seen him in 4 years.
Wow.
So
well, it'll be nice to catch
it'll be
up.
good to see him. Yeah.
So I don't know. We don't know anything. We don't know what anything is going to look like here. We're all just kind of going with it, So
what industry is on the island, especially Maui, other than tourism?
There isn't any. There used to be sugarcane and pineapples, but that's long gone. Because it's cheaper to grow them in
Central America, right? I think.
Yeah. Laura said that's exactly how her brother would be.
Yeah.
He would just call you up and say, hey, and they like what you're working on. Mary Lou says everybody does painting papers better than you. No, not true. You guys, I am a firm believer that everyone can painting paper. Okay. Everybody, but I will say, I do like other people's painting papers. Like I've been a recipient of some really nice Happy Mail of other people's painting papers, and I have to say, I love them. I'm not going to lie. They're like, if it's the most ridiculous thing, but I get the happiest over painting papers. Why is that?
Because you make painty papers, and a painty paper when you see one. That's why.
I don't know. I just and I get excited watching other people make painting papers. It's stupid, I know, but that's just where I'm at with my painting paper self. So there you go.
Okay. Week 6 prompts. Are you ready?
I don't know. Are they risque?
No.
Okay.
Ocean, hydrangea, rust, mirage, gradient, cinnamon or spice, and knot. Do they make a sense? Did that make any sense at all?
No, not at all. Not at all, Anne.
No. So ocean, I tried to copy the great wave of Kanagawa, and that's my attempt at copying that great.
Oh, I love it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it didn't come out.
It's a good attempt, Anne. That's a really nice attempt.
I love that. I love that painting.
That's a great. No, I've seen that painting. That's really nice. That's really good.
And here are my pathetic hydrangeas, but
no, I think they look good.
Rust.
Oh my gosh.
Now, this is my mirage. I have no idea. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a little, reminds me.
I like your rust,
of the David Bowie movie.
But I like your rust. Your rust is good. Your mirage.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what it is? I think it is a little David Bowie-esque.
Isn't this?
That is totally David Bowie-esque.
That movie was still, haunting
in your head.
Yeah, it was like, what the hell did I just see?
Anne's comment. What the hell did I just see?
You got to watch that movie. I mean, it's the most.
And I've seen it like a million years ago. Didn't it come out in the 70s?
I had never seen it, so I was not prepared at all.
Oh my God!
It was on Amazon, I do believe, and the man who fell to the earth. I mean,
oh my God!
I mean, it was like, I don't know, 2 hours of whatever. Anyway, I have no words for it.
And you'd be a great movie critic. 2 hours of whatever.
Yeah.
How are you?
I don't know whether you even remember any of that movie at all, but it's
like a bad drug trip. Wasn't that one where he got? I mean,
no, he's literally from outer space. And
no, I know. He is, but I'm just saying it's like a bad. It's like
it wasn't. Oh, definitely, it was a bad trip. It's like you dropped acid and it did not go well. No,
Oh my God. Anne Lahr movie critic. It was 2 hours of whatever.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh my God.
I mean, well, you saw that card that I made is so disjointed because that's how the movie was.
Jane says, I remember. She writes, I remember that movie.
Honestly, with the sex scenes were full frontals. I mean, I don't know if anybody wants to know. If you want to see a full frontal David Bowie, check out this movie. I don't know. I mean, I think this was before they rated movies. I'm just saying. Just throwing that out there for, anybody.
Oh my God. Jane says, I remember that movie, and it was whatever. And Mary Lou says, it's the kind of movie you need to be stoned when you watch.
Yes, and unfortunately, I wasn't. That was the problem. There would have been a time when that's the type of movie you would get stoned to watch, but I didn't know. I wasn't prepared.
Hi, Kathy. How are you? Good morning. Oh my God. Oh man, I love you so much.
I'm sorry. I mean, but you're right. I mean, that's right.
Oh my God. I remember the movie. It was like a bad drug trip. It was horrible. Oh my God. If you want to see full frontal David Bowie, my review. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. You'll see more of David Bowie than you probably ever wanted to see.
My God, I'm crying.
I'm sorry.
You saw more of David Bowie than you ever wanted to see. David Bowie, we love you. Wherever you are, we love you.
Yeah. Didn't he do Frankenstein too? Didn't he make one of the
I'm gonna choke.
Sorry. You're right, Laura. If you're lonely, I don't have a movie recommendation for you. Yes. The Man Who Fell to Earth. Yes. You okay? Take a sip of something.
Oh my God. I was taking a sip of it, then you mentioned he might be Frankenstein, and all I could just see was him as a man who fell from Earth looking like Frankenstein frontal nudity.
Now there's a thought, right?
Oh my God. Oh, hi, Michelle. Oh, Michelle, I love you. If you guys haven't gone over to Michelle's channel, you have to subscribe. It's Michelle Journaling with 1 L. Oh my God. She makes the most beautiful journals. Amazing, amazing journals. And she's hilarious to hang out with. Oh, yeah. Lord help me. And I needed that laugh. Oh my God, David Bowie. Thank you, David Bowie.
Yes. I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
And it's all out there for anybody to watch. I mean, that's the nice thing about,
It's all out there for anybody to watch.
Well, if you have Amazon or Netflix, I can't remember which one it was on. But.
Oh my God.
But I do think he did do a Frankenstein somewhere along.
And all of this came about because of this art journal prompts. Okay, do you see the rabbit hole, ladies? Did you see the rabbit hole?
This was an innocent iCAD prompt. They just randomly threw David Bowie in the mix. I mean,
oh my God. Oh, my side hurts. It was an innocent art prompt. This was an innocent art prompt. Okay.
It's all Daisy Yellow's fault. I mean, it's all Daisy's fault.
Oh my God, Daisy Yellow, we love your random art prompts and we love it. And most of all, we love your commentary about them.
I just saw this. You see what it says here? P.S. Keep going. Oh my God.
Oh my God, it's right. Oh Lord. Hi, Kat. How are you? Oh, my eyes. I'm crying. My eyes are my eyes are leaking a little. David Bowie, you gave us a great laugh. Daisy Yellow, David Bowie, and Anne.
P.S. Keep going. You can do it. I did it, Daisy. I did it. All 61 friggin' one of these. Anyway.
Oh my God. I love you, Anne. Oh, Daisy, I did them all. All 61. Daisy, I did it.
I did it. Right.
Oh my God, Daisy. Maybe she was stoned when she wrote the prompts. Okay.
Something had to be wrong with this person. I'm sorry.
Your family's starting to worry. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Oh yes, please put the link in for Rosemary sale tomorrow. And if you guys are around, Stacy's doing a great sale on Sunday. I don't know exactly what time. Stacy from Pink Poodle Crafts. She's doing a sale on Sunday. Oh my goodness. Oh, you guys. Oh, Anne.
Oh, deep breath, deep breath.
I don't know. Just poor David Bowie, thinking about him. It's Frankenstein. I think you're right. Oh my God.
Didn't he? Maybe I'm thinking of something. I thought he did. I mean, I would have maybe because I would have watched that over The Man Who Fell to the Earth, but maybe.
Oh my God. Oh, too much laughing by yourself. Oh, Jane, we can never get too much laughing. I think that's the only thing I miss about. I mean, I love hanging out with you guys and laughing, and we would get some most ridiculous things that happen. It's you can't help it. Whose stream was I watching the other day? And I literally, I think I choked. I was laughing so hard. I think it might have been. I think it might have been Brooks, or it was either Brooke or it was. Oh my gosh, who was it? Who was it? Oh my gosh. And I was even I was chatting with Laura. And I said, oh my God, when she said, I can't remember whose it was. Or was it Amy? Was it Laura and Els? I don't know. It was so hilarious. They were so funny that I was laughing so hard that I took a big gulp of iced tea and I just spit it everywhere. I was laughing so hard. My family's like, what is going on with you? I was like, nothing. Nothing.
Well, I was thinking about when we were getting ready for this, I was thinking about the old Friday nights, probably 3 years ago, it had to be 2 years ago at least, because I was still working.
It was 3.
Do you remember the pasty thing that went on for weeks?
Oh my God. Yes, that was hilarious.
Was in on the pasty thing. Everybody, I mean, we laughed for a couple of weeks about pasties.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny. And oh my gosh, remember Dania? She just messaged me. She goes, I found you again. Remember Dania said she didn't even need any pasties. She'd just throw them over her shoulder. Yes. And we were all in fits of laughter. We were like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh, yes. We had such. Oh my God, and that went on for several weeks.
Definitely. And the time that I had to run after Blake with my hottie with his coffee, and I didn't have a bra on, and my neighbors.
I was thinking about that.
Oh my God!
Yep, and the neighbors were. Yep.
They're Japanese, you guys. I live in a really conservative. I live in a conservative neighborhood. They must think that I'm insane. Yes, I remember seeing him pull out of the driveway with that coffee on the roof of his car, and I go running after him. He's looking straight at me. I think he lives in another dimension. You know what I mean? He doesn't even see me running after him.
I couldn't remember whether the coffee was on the roof of the car, or there was another story where had something to do with putting the garbage cans out. Also, he was running down the road to try to.
He was trying to hide. He was trying to put our
garbage in somebody else's yard before the garbage was
right? Because yes, he did. You know what? He still does it, and you guys, he has to set in. We have lived in the same place. We have lived in the same place for 5 or 6 years, and he still doesn't put the trash out on the right day, you guys. And he even set an alarm on his phone. So I just think I've had to. You know what? I've had to let it go.
Yeah.
I've had to let it go. Oh, yes. Because we have been through all of it.
You know, it's like it is what it is, right? Oh, Pocket Man. Yes, Pocket Man.
Pocket. Oh my
That's another
God,
one. Yeah.
Pocket Man! You should have seen Susan and I, Honey Poe and I talking behind the scenes. She was like, "I can't believe you liked his post." I'm like, "What do you mean?" But you didn't look at it. And when I looked at it, oh my God. I was trying to be all politically correct. And he had those drawings. Did you guys see the drawings that he did? Oh my God, I should have saved them. We would have laughed so hard. He did his version of like graffiti, but it was like erotica. It was like he did like lady parts. I was like, it's Susan. You know, she was like, I can't play. We laughed. Oh my God, honey. Honey, I laughed until we cried. Yes, Pocket Man. He was.
Yeah.
Who goes to an old ladies crafting group and like, yeah, I'm gonna spam those old ladies.
That's right.
With my bucket.
Yep.
I don't know. Yes, we've had some crazy times.
Yep. I mean, I would look forward to that Friday night after working all week, man.
What were you doing? What were you working? What were you doing back then?
I was teaching. It's not like it was a rough, you know, but I was teaching. And Friday night, it was Friday night. And,
well, I only stopped because I was working, and you
I
know,
know.
people don't understand here when you work. You don't work a 9-to-5 job. Those are very rare here.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
They're usually, and if you work in any sort of a high-end sales job or run a company like that, which is what I was doing at one point or another in that whole mix, things stay open till 10. And so and let's face it, when you're a manager of a store, nobody wants, like, you're the one that ends up being the working person on the nights that nobody wants to show up, you know? Oh my God. I've had so many ridiculous stories. I don't even know if I have to think of them. You know, I used to save them up for you guys, because sometimes when you live it every day, you're like, you can't even believe it. It's like watching, oh my gosh, what is that movie that was so funny that everybody loves? And oh my God, I can't think of Napoleon Dynamite. It's like one of those, you know?
Oh man, yes. Oh my gosh. My son loved that movie. Yeah, that's
my life is sometimes like that.
Yeah.
Although it's been less eventful during the pandemic here, because you guys, we really don't go anywhere. We really, besides like homeschooling and the grocery store and that sort of thing, we really don't. We really don't. I mean, go to the beach or for a hike or whatever, but it's pretty uneventful. Oh my gosh. It's like I still live the ridiculous life. I still have the same partner that can't remember that you put out the trash.
Right.
Tuesdays and Fridays, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
You know, same place, same time, same back channel, but
yeah, it's like crazy. But you know, like when you live the ridiculousness, you're like, it's like you can't even believe it. You just have to you just shake your head. You just go, oh my God. I still have the same neighbor who talks to me about the birds, you know, the wild birds.
Oh my gosh.
Poop in her yard. Oh yeah. She comes and talks to me.
I remember you telling me, and that was like somehow your fault that the birds were
pooping in her yard.
And you're going, yeah, I'll get right on that. You know?
And I was like, lady, if I could control nature, would I? Yeah, no. You know? No.
I got it. Don't worry.
No. Oh my goodness.
I got that one for you, honey. Yeah. You should have said, well, you know what? I have been telling them to poop in your yard because I think you're a pain in the ass. That would have been a great response.
Oh my gosh. You guys, I live in one of the oldest neighborhoods in Maui, and the houses are beautiful. It's an old Japanese neighborhood. And the houses are, and you can imagine their yards are like impeccable. When you look at my yard, and you guys, my yard's like wild. And I like it like that because I live in Hawaii. I didn't move here to like not have grass. And it's kind of funny though, what cultural differences are with yards.
Oh yeah.
Like my neighbor, the lady that claims the birds in nature are my birds, I think she cuts her lawn with scissors. I'm serious. It's like, I should take a picture of it. It's so perfectly manicured. Whereas mine is like, the trees and bushes are wild. Like, we cut them back and then they grow back, and we cut them back and then they grow back, you know? Yeah. How are you, Miss Cat? If we didn't say hi to you guys, Chad doesn't caps because I'm trying to get all my baby baby pages out. So you guys tell me what everybody's working on. I want to hear what, oh my gosh. Before you tell me that, did you guys see Meridel Abrams trading coins? They were so cute.
Yes.
I hope she didn't cut the pumpkins off.
No, she added something today. She had the pumpkins, and I suggested that she emboss the cats, and then she had the pumpkins, and then today she had something green behind the pumpkins. But when I turned on, I don't know what she put behind the pumpkins that was green. I didn't see that part.
Well, she had the pumpkins. They were sort of like going up. They weren't completely circular on the bottom of the card. And when I was watching, she was like, I'm going to cut it off. And I was like, don't cut it off. Yeah. It's like me telling her, don't mess with the fox.
That's right.
I love her artwork.
Oh, I do too. I feel sorry about Blaze, though.
Why?
Well, Blaze is this dog portrait that she's been working on forever. And I mean, I get it, you know. And many mornings she'll say, well, I'm going to work on Blaze today. And then poor Blaze. It never happened.
She's such a good artist, though.
No,
I don't think she realizes how good she is.
Oh, you're right. I don't think she has a clue.
No, and when she was showing us like whatever her Happy Mail that she got from Dee Dee was, and she was like saying, Dee Dee's a real artist, I was typing in the box, Mary, you are a real artist. I mean, I love Dee Dee's work, and Dee Dee has a great imagination, but Mary is just as good an artist.
Yes.
So, you know, and
she'll just look at her face, and the next thing you know, you have this beautiful sketch, you know, and it's just.
Oh, I loved it when she did that baby doll, the baby doll portraits.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I love those. Or they were maybe she called them little kids or children or something. She is so talented. So let me read it.
And now that she's doing all of that with using crayons.
I know, right? She takes it
to as her medium. I mean, that is just the most amazing thing. It's just.
Kat says she's working on Happy Mail, and Michelle says she's working on a journal. Ooh, what kind of journal? Or 5. I'm working on a journal or 5. You make such beautiful journals. Lynn is making a 1 1/44 scale mid-century modern Barbie house to replace one Roaches 8. Oh no!
Oh, I hate roaches. I mean, I don't know anybody that
don't come to Hawaii because they're everywhere.
Yeah, we have them here too. But in Florida, they don't call them roaches; they call them palmetto bugs. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's a roach. It's a roach. Is a roach.
Yeah, but we have all kinds: tiny ones, big ones, flying ones.
Yeah, I didn't know they flew until I was walking in from my garage, and this thing came flying in, and I thought to myself in a split second, well, at least roaches don't fly. Well, guess what? They do.
Well, I'm from Texas. We know all about the flying ones. Laura agrees. She doesn't think Mary has a clue of her talent. And she felt the same way I did by saying, like, when she said Dee Dee was talented, she's so talented, Mary. She's such a good artist. Her style is different than, well, yeah, of course it's different, but it's still great.
Talent is
and
talent.
Laura saying, wow, that sounds like fun.
Serious talent. Yeah.
Yes, I love her urban sketches too. Elle says that she loves Mary, and she also enjoys Mary, and that she used to love watching her urban sketching. I think she's going to get back into that.
That's what she said. Yep.
Laura says, screw that, Anne. They changed the name from roach to palmetto bug.
I know. But we've got German roaches.
Oh, no. German roaches.
Yeah. Well, that's what Joey, the bug exterminator, said. Oh, that's a German roach. And I went, Guten Mord. I don't know. They speak German. But they were, I mean, they're big. I mean, they're like, and, they spray around here. So a lot of times when you see these roaches, they're flat on their backs, but their friggin' little legs are moving. So you got to be careful because it takes, a couple of days for them to die. And you don't want to squish them because they it's pussy crap that comes out of them.
Oh, no. Yuck. Okay, so let me see who else is saying. Okay, let's see. Jamie says Mary's an artist, and then Kim's working on journals and the mural. The mural's coming out really good, Kim. I love your mural. I'm enjoying watching the process.
Now, where are you? Where's Kim painting the mural? Obviously on a wall.
On her garage.
Oh wow!
On her garage doors. Yeah, it's she posted it in the Crafting Moms Facebook group.
Okay, I'll go look.
Yeah, somebody said they're making a journal for no reason. No, that's Mary Lou. She said she's working on a glue book for no reason. My favorite kind of glue book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The mural is coming in. Lynn says, yeah, they speak German. The roaches speak German.
Yeah. I didn't know there were German roaches, but they're the big ones, apparently. I don't know.
Oh, please. I can't. Yeah.
Well, Hawaii, obviously. You've got probably huge centipedes and...
We do have centipedes, but yeah, we have bugs.
Well, Florida's the same thing, you know.
I don't think there's any place that doesn't have bugs. Maybe there is, but I don't know it.
Well, when I lived up about an hour south of Buffalo, there really weren't too many bugs.
Really?
Well, maybe in the summertime, but man, you know, I'm jealous of people that are starting to experience fall weather because that's the one season I really miss.
Yeah, we don't have any of that here. No fall. I mean, it does get a little cooler, but no.
I had to laugh. They said a cold front was coming through and it was going to drop from 90 to 89. Ooh, get out the sweaters.
It does get a little cooler here and it feels different, but we don't have the same things. If you lived up near the Haleakala crater, the volcano, it snows up there. So let's see. Who else is? Laura says she forgot it, and she remembers the first time she saw one. She'd be packing the boxes. Girl, don't come here because it's crazy. Jersey says
my cat will catch the roaches, and sometimes in the morning, all I see is a roach leg.
We see lizards. We get lots of lizards.
Oh my God, my lizards! They're lizards. Oh my!
They live a long time. I didn't know that until I did the research. Yeah,
you can see the size eggs. These little lizards lay eggs that are like 5 times bigger than their bodies. I went on Google because we have lizards all over the place, and they're every color, every size. And
Laura says she's making a tag book. She got a kit from Lizzie.
Nice.
From Lizzie Brewer. Lizzie Brewer had a kit. It's called
Lizzie.
I ordered one of Lizzie's tag boo kits. Which Lizzie? We did. I didn't. Lisa said, "Did we see the video where cats speak German?" We did not.
No. Cats speak German? Well,
exactly. And Laura says she likes making tags. I do too. I have a thing for tags. Laura says her cat brings mouse parts.
Yeah, we had that in New York. You know. And bats, they would catch bats. They would literally, you had one cat that would just jump vertically straight up in the middle of the air
to get a bat.
Yep, they brought bats in basically for Lake Chautauqua. They brought bats in because they ate the mosquitoes. So they had all these bat houses that are all around Lake Chautauqua, and at dusk they're just swooping down across the lake. And they just eat all of the mosquitoes. You can sit out on this lake and never be bitten by a mosquito.
Wow. So, Anne, you're an enabler. I bought the Amazon Basic Glue, and I'm loving it.
It's good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm used. Elmer's Extreme is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
But I think this holds the same power as Elmer's Extreme.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I like a lot of Amazon Basic stuff. My Amazon Basic mouse for my computer, and I buy their batteries. And
I haven't bought that, but I definitely bought the glue. I was needing glue.
Yeah, it's a good price.
No, it was like 12 big fat sticks for $15 or something like that. That included shipping.
Yeah. I was watching another crafter, Carl Sondheim. And
I love her.
Well, she's got a whole bunch of free videos. Every summer she puts together 5 days of lessons for children, but anybody can do it. Well,
oh, Anne, I love you.
I love it. And you can download. I've downloaded from 2015 through 2020.
Wow.
And some of the stuff that they do, but she was actually using these glue sticks in her little videos. So if you go to her, I mean, I posted the information on Fibsbill. I gave the website, and she has a lot of free stuff. So
Yeah, she's the one that she makes all those quirky, like,
yes,
animal.
Yep.
I
Yep.
like her artwork.
Yep.
I don't know where I haven't seen it in a while, but I used to see it. There was somebody in our Crafting Mamas group that did a class with her, and they would post what they were making, like their results of whatever the lesson was, and they were good. I can't remember who it was, though. Was it you, Joni? It might have been. And Kathy Berg says Amazon Basics has a good laminator.
Yeah.
Oh no, Lisa said they warned. Where do you live, Lisa? They warned her in the area she lives that this week that mosquitoes are carrying encephalitis in your area. I'm like, oh great, on top of COVID, just kill me now. Oh girl, I'm telling you, I think we're all feeling that way, a little bitty bit. So tomorrow night, I know Brooke is doing her creepy baby journal. So if you guys haven't joined her, she said she was taking the night off tonight because she was going to go have dinner with her daughter. I love that.
I was looking for, I have, it's like 50 exercises or labs that are from Carla Sondheim. And I can't find it, but I've got so many books on, how-tos. Yeah, Kathy said that laminator you said you only paid $8 for. You said that today. I was amazed that that was incredible. $8 for. Isn't that what you said? $8. I'm trying to.
I don't know. How much was it, Kathy?
I think she said $8. Bug repellent. Okay, they warned us this week.
People do need to quit asking what's next for 2020. I agree. Okay, Brooks tomorrow, creepy baby. Kathy says she needs to double check. It was really cheap though.
Yeah. I'll need to quit asking. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm reading. I haven't read. You've been so good about reading.
No, I was just trying to read while you were crafting because we're crafting together. If I'm doing it by myself, I don't always.
Okay, all right.
And if I'm by myself, I can't. I can't.
Yeah, I'm not. That's something that I am not good at.
You know what? It takes practice. It really does. Like when we're doing the live hops with Mary, Laura's better at chatting with people than I am because I'm trying to get through the project. Don't worry about it, Laura. People are so weird. It's like some kid. It's like, what are you gonna do? You can't. Yeah.
Oh, tooth number. Oh, well, yeah.
You can't even think about it. People are just whatever they are.
Just yank his tooth.
Yank his tooth. I think I deleted him, but I don't know. Right? It looks like he's still trying to chat, but I've taken him out of the group or whatever. It's like ridiculous. It's like so silly. I don't know what people get out of coming to a live chat and acting silly. You know what I mean?
Well, they're lonely. They're bored. They, whatever.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the reason why they probably removed those 3 dots, because people could easily get to whatever. But it was too easy for people to access, I guess. I don't know.
No, you're probably right.
But someone said that you can, if you go on Chrome extensions, you can download the old YouTube.
Oh, really?
And run that. And then you'll have the 3 dots again. I don't know what.
So Laura said that it's exactly that. She looked it up on YouTube, and it was all about security.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I had read that it was just too easy for people to find other people. And I also read that they felt that it was too easy for people to jump and sub to other people's channels, which was nice.
Why would they care about that? I heard that you can still sub to people's channels if they comment, if not necessarily in a live stream, but if they comment in a comment below. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Oh.
Somebody told me. I was in a chat the other day and somebody mentioned it. So what did Barb Owen do today? I totally missed her. You guys, this morning was like ridiculous for me.
She worked on the journal.
Oh, the plastic, the page protector journal.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah. And I'm just making a total mess here. Okay.
No, you're not. It looks good. I think I'm gonna do some orange, and then I'll have enough papers to like cover the beginning, and then still trying to peel off these little things, and then I can paint on top of it or find some.
Yeah, I have a bunch of those board books that I bought at Goodwill, and
peel them away, peel it away, and get going on them. No, I want to
that's a thing that I was thinking of doing tonight, but I couldn't decide on what I was going to use. But I want to do a black and white journal because I have been collecting black and white pictures probably for a couple of years.
That's awesome.
And so I have a whole tub full of just black and white pictures.
Hey, Laura, did you see that I sent you some a couple of Halloween die cuts for your Halloween journal? I didn't have any. I thought I had some Halloween paper, but I didn't. So Laura says her stepbrother works for Google, and he's been in the security arena for a few years now, and it's so complex. He tries to explain it to me, but it's how massive this all is. Oh, I believe it. I believe it. Yeah. You know? I totally believe it. I totally, absolutely believe it. Did you guys see Norma's paintings? Branson Limo, Norma.
I usually had her showing, right? But no, I haven't seen any.
Oh, she posted them in our Crafting Mamas Facebook group, and they're stunning. They're just stunning. They're in a little bag, Laura. I might have stuck them in. I don't know. I stuck them in that bag of stuff that I sent you. It was just a small little. There's just like a little tiny cellophane bag filled with like has some witch hats, black cats, and some. It was whatever I had. I had like a spy. It has some tags. It has like 3 tags. It's like one of them, and I left the tags manila, so I figured you could color them or paint them or whatever. But I cut out like a 31 in the center. I have these weird. I don't have a lot of Halloween dies, but I have like one. I got these alterations. Do you guys have that where like they're like small little magnetic pieces, and you can stick it inside of something else, and that'll cut that out. And so I cut out whatever I had. It wasn't much though. Okay, so Kathy Berg said she just checked and she bought her laminator. It was $19 and now it was $38.
Oh, wow. $38.
That's the only thing about Amazon. If somebody if they find something popular, they raise the price.
Sure.
They do it every time.
$19 is a really good deal.
Stop. What do you mean? You're a girl. You're up. Hurry up. Good girl. I'm sorry I had to put the dog out. She's the most ridiculous dog. I love her, but she was you can definitely know that she was abused. She has like she's ridiculous. We live in, our house is open. Like the house, every bedroom has 3 bedrooms, and every bedroom has a big sliding glass door, and they're all open. And we leave the other 2 doors in our house open as well, and they all lead to one big yard. Now she can go in and out anytime, but she cowers, and if you don't put her out, good girl. If you don't put her out, she'll pee on the floor right by the door. It's like, I don't know what they did to her.
Oh my gosh!
I
You gotta
know.
be kidding me.
I know, but she's so sweet. We love her so much. So we just put up with her. We try to. She's got her doggy issues going on. So she's a cute dog though.
You have a cat too, don't you?
Yes, we have a cat and a rabbit. We have a bunny, a dog, and a cat.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Well, you have the required menagerie, right?
Yeah, the required. What was I thinking when I said yes? And they always try to get me to get something else, and I'm like, no.
Right.
Guys, because you know your kids move away, and then you're the one that ends up taking care of the animals.
Well, the high school that I went to across the street was something called a bite-away. And a bite-away is where they didn't put down animals. Now, next to the bite-away was the pound.
No.
And the bite-away had this huge pet cemetery.
Oh, no.
Massive pet cemetery. But I just remember as a kid, my sister would go over to the bite-away like after school. And the next thing you know, she would be saying, "Oh, Mom, can I bring this cat home or can I bring this dog home?" And so there was this whole stream of cats and dogs coming through this house. I remember as a kid, and I remember once we had a cat named Maybe because it was maybe we can keep it and maybe we couldn't. So we named it Maybe,
Oh, Anne, that's sweet. Oh no, I mean it would be crazy here if we kept all. If I allowed it. Are you kidding? Every day there's something new. Okay, so last week there was, okay. So the Hawaiian Islands didn't have any animals on it. They just had birds. Okay,
right.
That's the only natural. Well, and over the years, whoever was trading with whichever king was whichever whatever. So
right.
We have goats that are wild. We have pigs that are wild and feral. We have, you name it. Chickens, tons of chickens and roosters everywhere. Like you go grocery shopping, there's chickens and roosters in the parking lot.
Right.
We have all kinds of things like that. And then somebody brought deer here and I don't know. Anyway. So last week in our community, whatever community group or community thing that people like can say, "Oh, I'm selling my car," or, "I need this," or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last week was, "Would somebody please adopt this pig?"
Oh, geez.
That the pig was was born a feral pig.
Oh, no.
And they showed this pig, and it was so cute. It showed this pig with her cats. Anyway, one of my kids, so my little one's like, "Mom, I think we need a pig." I'm like, no, we don't. I'm thinking to myself, no way in hell. Because she's going to be off to school before I know it, like out of the house, and I'm going to be stuck with a pig. I don't think so.
It's a good thing she never saw, what was that? Green Acres. Remember they had the pig Arnold and Green Acres, right?
But it gets worse, Anne. So everybody's like, "Please adopt a pig." No. And then when you got to look for a house here, no pets, no pigs allowed. No, it's ridiculous. So do you see that? You get the drift, right?
Yes.
So then the next thing you know, it's the whole topic of conversation of well, who's going to deal with the pig? And one of my other daughters, the one that got married last week, she had a friend in school that when I would go pick her up, she'd go and hang out with her girlfriend when she was 12, 13, whatever. Got to pick her up. The neighborhood had a pig. It was the pig thought it was a dog.
Yeah, they're very smart, apparently.
No, totally. Absolutely. The pig thought it was a dog. So when they would let the dogs out, the pig would go out. And then when the dogs would run the neighborhood, the pig would run the neighborhood. It was so I was like, oh no. I said to my hottie, I said, we can't, no. We're not thinking about a pig. We're not thinking about any more animals. I said, I can't do it. And he laughed. He gets it. He totally understands.
No, these pigs are Vietnamese potbelly pigs.
No, these pigs are I don't know what kind of pigs. They were brought over.
And they're big pigs. I mean, they're regular big pigs.
They're regular big, yeah.
because the Vietnamese potbelly pigs were a big thing for a while.
Yeah, but they get really big too. So that's like a misnomer that they don't get big.
Yeah, but they're not the big.
No, this pig could be 300 or 400 pounds. Can you imagine? And pigs are destructive. They will tear your yard up.
There you go. There goes your unkept yard. It would just be.
No, they dig up trees. I have a girlfriend that lives on the Big Island, and we're always talking about something. She has goats and a dog and whatever, but she was like talking to me one time. She goes, "Do you think you guys? This is what your friends ask you to do. Think you guys could come and help me? I got to get this pig. He's uprooting all her huge trees."
Yeah, absolutely. They are.
And then she's like, she wanted my hottie to come and help her snare it. I was like, "You have at it. I'm not going." Like to get it. Not she wasn't going to kill it. She just didn't want it to be tearing up her.
Yeah, there are professional pig wranglers here in Florida because there are feral pigs here that literally tear up whole yards in very, expensive neighborhoods. So there are
Can you imagine going on a date? What do you do? I'm a professional pig wrangler.
And they not only wrangle pigs, but they wrangle alligators. So they're talented.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. They had an alligator out on the pond. That's like that was the school kind of part of the school acreage. There was a large pond, and an alligator got into that pond. And I said to the kids, if you don't behave, that's where you're going. You're going out to the alligator pond. And they hired somebody, and they came and got the alligator. And I'm sure it did not end well for the alligator.
It didn't end. I don't think about that. We don't have that. So Laura's saying when she went to Kauai, there were roosters everywhere. They are. And so Kat says her kids just rescued a cat. It was living in the laser vent at his work. Oh no.
Aww.
So now we have 3 dogs and a cat. You're such a good mama. And then Laura says, guess who mom adopted the pig in our community? Oh no.
No.
And it was her mom and she said my mom's pig was big. And then the cat says the cat's name is now Spencer Reed after Criminal Minds. I like that show, Criminal Minds. Oh, that's great. Hi, Renee. A multi-wrangler. Can you imagine putting that on your business card? Hey, yeah. What do you do? Or hey, how you doing? What do you do? I'm a multi-wrangler.
You just see little tiny pictures of a pig and an alligator on the business card.
Oh no, a pig and an alligator. Yeah. That could be, you know what? We should send that to Butterfly Yellow. That should be a prompt for next year. A pig and an alligator.
Yeah. That makes a lot. Well, I would get that. I'd understand that.
I'm glad it wasn't only me that didn't understand her prompts. The first year, I did it the first time a few years ago, and I didn't get them then. And I was like, okay, I'm really failing at this.
Yeah, I've just aimlessly kind of followed along with it, but, it makes you can see how ridiculously random they are. And that's a big part of the challenge is try to make some, I couldn't make any sense of it. So I just.
Elizabeth said she wishes she had an alligator pond.
Well,
Laura said she took one look at the prompt list and said, nope.
Well, hey, it kept me out of trouble for a little bit. I got a coupon in the mail, and it's called Golf and Gator. So you can go to Golf and
Gator.
Yep.
Is it like a store?
Well, no, it's an amusement area, and you can play golf and see a gator. Yeah.
Oh no.
And
hi, Laurel.
You can hold have your picture taken holding a baby gator, and then you can go play 18 rounds of miniature golf. So it's called Golf and Gator.
Oh my God.
Only in Florida. Just saying.
I grew up in Texas. Okay. My dad was a big fisherman. Okay. And when I was
Okay.
probably like 9 or 10, he brought home, I think there were 5 or 6 baby alligators, and they were tiny. Well, they grow really fast. My mother was so pissed at him. He had them in one of our bathtubs. My mother was like, I'm moving out until you get rid of the gators. And
Right.
he brought him, he was a school teacher. He brought him home, as an educational type of thing. But my mom was like, no. And anyway, so I can totally relate. But
Yeah.
it's like, I had a friend who they had an alligator in their backyard. They had a pet alligator.
Yep. Yep. We've got alligators here where I live, and I live on a pond, so I've got a lot of bird life that is very fun to watch. Sandhill cranes and
Beautiful.
ducks and swans and turtles and lots of lizards. And
Well, I think that's awesome.
yeah, no, it's very peaceful.
I don't have all that, but we have our own version of ridiculousness here. But I honestly, until we know what we're doing, do you guys realize how much it's going to cost me? Okay, let's just play devil's advocate with me for a minute. And if we do decide that we're going to go and help my hottie's family, my hottie's dad in Northern Virginia,
And I was thinking about that. I'm thinking
to move our dog, cat, and bunny. You guys, it's real, and obviously they're a part of our family, so we're not going to get rid of them. But it's costly.
and they'll be in quarantine. Well, now humans are in quarantine. The animals will definitely be in quarantine, especially coming from Hawaii, I would imagine, right?
Well, we've never had a case of rabies here in the islands. So you have to quarantine your animals coming here, but generally leaving you don't.
Oh, okay.
They've never had it. They've never had one yet. So Elizabeth says they have a croc in their canal and probably comes from the conversation. Oh, no. Conservation area up north of us. Oh, no.
Yeah.
It is a huge move, Laura. We're not 100% sure. We're just still in conversations about it. I think until it gets super dire, I think if Corona wasn't here, I think my hottie would have already gone and dealt with his dad, and he would have just either made his dad come here. Because honestly, if we're going to be the ones that are in charge of taking care of him for the rest of the duration, it would be better for us if he was here. It would be better for him too, weather-wise, because he fell last year. I don't know, he fell a couple times and hit his head, and they think that was, well, because he's adventurous. So he was like on a roof trying to like pick ice off of it, like something stupid.
Oh, okay.
Right. So,
yeah.
But they think that that's part of the reason that they say that there's a couple of different types, and if Kim's here, she probably knows better than me. I only know what they told me. But there's a couple of different types of dementia that you can get as late as he's gotten it. And sometimes it's like you may be predisposed to it, but an injury will be the catalyst to.
Oh, okay. I never knew that.
Mm-hmm. An injury will be a catalyst to, I guess, make it happen sooner. I mean, I don't really know all the ins and outs of it. Okay, let's see.
So obviously he would have to buy into coming to Hawaii. Well, I'm assuming the siblings, be against that, or you don't know where there might be.
I don't know what they would do. We talked about it. I think, honestly, they don't want to take care of him. So I think it would be really up for us. Hi, Millie. Hi, Mary Kay. And I think it would be, they live there, so they could be jumping in and doing the taking care of. But I just don't, there's certain kinds of people that are better at caregiving than others.
Right.
And it also has to do with the kind of relationship he has with his, it's like he has a very good relationship with my partner. Right. And I think I have 3 kids, and I will say, no, you don't have any child. At least I didn't have one that was a favorite, but you definitely have different, easier relationships with some than others.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a fair statement, of course. Yes.
Yeah. So I think that he has his dad and he have an easier relationship. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Laura's saying that Romeo's mother's dementia was triggered by a stroke.
I see that. Yeah. Tapped out.
Yeah, you tapped out at care. It's not for everybody, and it's not a criticism. I mean, you know what? That's why we all do different things. Like some of us are better at some things than others, right? And it's not a criticism. It's just a reality of what it is. And my partner is definitely, he is a more like that actually works with his personality. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. My grandfather, my father's father, came to live with us when I was 3. So my mother had her father-in-law move in with us. And then later on, when I was 18 and my parents moved to a larger home out on Long Island, my mother's parents came to live with us. So we had all of the grandparents. I mean, I grew up in an extended family with my father's father and my mother's parents all under one roof. And
yeah, but I think
some people can do that,
Yeah, and it also depends upon how you were raised and what you were brought up with. Like,
yeah,
we had the same thing. Like, I grew up, and we actually lived at one point in time with my mother's mother and my grandmother, and my grandfather, and my grandmother at the time was taking care of her uncle. So he would have been my great uncle, and he lived to be like 111 or something crazy like that. Right. And at the same time, her parents were still alive, and they didn't live in the same town. So my grandmother would get up every day, and she would, and I think the primary reason we moved in with my grandmother was because of that uncle. You know what I mean? Like, he couldn't be left alone. So you had to have some sort of extended family living with you.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not, I don't know how my mother did it. Honestly, I don't know how she did it, but
how she did it, Anne? It was just expected. Like, I grew up in that kind of
thing, though. My mother and my father were both only children.
Wow.
So I find that, interesting, the fact that they were both only children. They were not used to having a large family. I have no aunts and uncles.
Yeah, but maybe it was just understood that
they were
only children, and they took care of their parents. It was understood in our family.
Yeah.
Like, so my sister and I took care of both our parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just understood.
Sure.
Saying that, I don't ever think I would want to do that to my kids.
No, me neither. But
Jersey says Romeo's parents were both only children.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It is a lot. It is. It is a lot. It is a lot, Kat.
Well, that's what brought me to Florida. When my dad died, I came down here, to kind of be with my mom and, not take care of her initially, but in the end, to take care of her. And
well, I mean, I was sort of raised in that sort of a understanding or whatever. Like, it was just done. It wasn't like a
no. Well, I hope things, I mean, time is of the essence here. I'm assuming that the clock literally is ticking on this. And
well, the one thing that we can't do anything about is that he right now has his own independence, and now that he's not driving, it's like safer. You know what I mean? He's not driving, but my partner's sister, it picks him up and takes him, and his girlfriend still drives. Now, she's also in her 80s, by the way.
So, that was my next question.
Right, she's in her 80s too. So I don't know. I think it'll become more urgent when she says, "Okay, I'm not doing this anymore." Like when the girlfriend says, "I can't take care of him."
Right.
And so I think it'll become more urgent then.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
I mean, if we didn't have Corona, I think he would have gone there. We'd already be either, packing to go, or he would be packing to come here.
Oh,
but
wow.
My thing is this. Okay, so I've lived in Hawaii going on 12 years. So I'm in my 11th year, right? So if I have no friends there, I don't have, the only connection we have there is his dad, right? My
Wow.
hottie hasn't lived there, and I mean, we have his siblings, but they don't live there. They live an hour away.
That would be hard. So you'd be starting all over.
Yeah, and I said to him, I just want to be super clear about this. I'm not moving there, and if your dad passes in like 6 months or whatever, they're going to go, okay, you guys have to move out now or whatever. I mean, it's not a cheap move. It's expensive, even though we won't take much of anything.
Yeah, but still. Yeah.
We both figured it out. It'll probably be about $7,000-8,000 just to get bare necessities, animals, cars. That's
right. Yeah, at least. Yeah, I think that's. I'm thinking that's a pretty conservative.
So Laura says, so whoever wants to build an old folks crafting community, I'm in. I hear
there you
Laura.
go. Yep.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do not. Yeah, Laura says she will not ever do it to her kids. Having it done here and witnessed how it stripped Romeo of a decade of his life and so much of our relationship. I hear you, girl.
Yep.
It's not easy living with other people. And first of all, it's one thing if it's you,
No.
It's not easy.
I was married for 24 years, and then when I got divorced, and I'm enjoying every minute of being single. I know.
Well, I understand.
Yeah, it's
No, my hottie's my second time around, and I doubt we'll ever get married. You know what I mean? Just because he asks me all the time, but I've been married, so
yeah.
So we live in sin. Okay, we are sinners.
Yep. Oh well.
We watched that David Bowie movie, and we're sinners.
Yep. There you go. Yep. Yep. The couple that fell to earth. Right?
All right, but hey, you know what? You live in Hawaii a little bit. You feel like you fell from another planet.
I know.
Laura says, "You go, Anne."
Yeah. I've been to. I told you that I went to Hawaii once, and we spent a beautiful week in Maui, and gosh, it's a gorgeous island. We were at the Big Island, which has nothing on Maui. I'm telling you, I'm sorry. Maui's got it all, personally.
Oh my gosh, Kat says, right, Laura. We can run the caretakers crazy with our scissors and glue. Oh my goodness. Right.
You have to be careful. At one point, you'll have to give us the non-pointy scissors. And
Lisa said she told her kids, go ahead, put me in a nursing home. I want to make sure they're taking care of me properly. I get it.
Yep. Absolutely.
The couple is living in sin, just hanging out. That's exactly right, Mary Lou.
That's right.
Good night, Kat. I hope you sleep well, girl.
Good night.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much.
We appreciate it. The one thing about this book is that it is, even though I pulled all the bits off of it, it's a little warpy. I'm going to have to, after I glue all the pages inside of it, just so I get my backgrounds going, I'm going to have to, set a book on top of it.
Really?
Yeah, this one's see, not all board books are the same.
I'm surprised it would be warpy. You haven't really added that much moisture to it.
No, I've just added a couple of pages. But they're a little sticky, so I'm not going to, the paint wasn't totally dry. Hey, Mary Kay, how are you, girl? Hope you're doing good. I was loving, did you guys watch Elizabeth Brewer, Crafting with Lizzie? Scrapping Lizzie? She was making your ticket embellishments. I thought that were great. I loved it.
Lizzie and I have been playing Scrabble.
Oh, have you? I love Lizzie. She's probably one of my favorite people ever. I love, what was she saying the other day? She was out of coffee. What did she say? She was like, oh no, I'm out of coffee. She's like, I'm crafting and I'm out of coffee. I was like, I wrote her. I was like, I can relate to that. When you're out of coffee, it is, oh no.
Yes. She is
It
a
is
sweetheart.
totally like, oh no. I love her. I love her. She is awesome. She is awesome, awesome, awesome. Yep. Have any of you guys gone over to the lady who I did her glue book challenge, Linda's Mixed Up Mess? You guys should check her out. I think she's from the East Coast, because I think she has an East Coast accent. And if you're listening and I'm wrong, I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
But she has some really creative ideas about glue booking. And I was like, it's so fun to find like somebody new to me. She may have had a channel for a long time.
Right.
New to me. And I think she's awesome. She's got a channel. She just has a couple hundred subscribers. I was like, yeah. For those of you watching, please subscribe to Anne's channel. Anne has, how many subscribers do you have now, Anne?
I had 298.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, so
I remember when I
would be greatly appreciated. That would be so awesome.
I remember when I got like 100, I was like so over the moon.
I know. And I've picked up a lot because of Mary's live hops. That's been just a wonderful boom for me. And then, Shelley inviting me to craft with her tonight, every little bit helps. And I had a YouTube channel, and I didn't know I had one because I had made a whole bunch of history lecture videos for my students a long time, 3 or 4 years ago, before, virtual teaching and everything. And one of my students had said to me, well, I watched your video. I'm going, how did you watch my video? And he said, well, you have a YouTube channel. And I said, I have what? He said, yeah, you have a YouTube channel. I didn't even know I had a YouTube channel.
Oh, I love that.
But the kids found it.
Well, I had a YouTube channel long before I had any content on it, because I used to like to watch. Well, actually, it was because I went on vacation with some people that posted some private, like they took photographs and stuff, and they posted private slideshows, and that's why I had it. But I didn't really actively start doing anything on YouTube till probably 2015.
Yeah.
And it was only because I had a friend who had a Facebook group, and she was like, do you think you could make some videos for our Facebook group? Because like she wanted to have swaps and stuff, and she was like, could you make a video on how to make a junk journal, or could you make one on how to do this? And I was like, I guess so. And if you guys watch my first videos, they're so bad, you guys. I apologize. Not that my camera work has improved at all, but that when I first started, I didn't even have a webcam. I was just filming from my laptop, and I was tilting the camera down to the project. And let's just say, girls, I have big boobs, and all I could see when I look at those videos is my cleavage, or as my 14-year-old goes, your crack. That's what she calls it. She calls it your crack. She came home last year from school, and she goes, I need to have my pictures taken of her. She has the big boobs. Poor girl. She goes, I said, why is that? She said, because all you see is my crack. She meant her cleavage. And I was like, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I said, at some point in your life, you might actually like it. She goes, I don't know. I don't think so. It's so funny. Right, my crack.
That's yeah.
Yeah, Linda has got, you guys, she has got a cool little, I think she's got a cool take on like how to use things up. And I was like, woohoo! Because, I'm all about using some things up. I need to. But I have to say, I enjoy a lot on YouTube, and I watch her videos regularly, is our Never Hopeless with Elizabeth. Yeah. Have you guys seen how she makes her glue book? Like how she takes apart the composition book and puts it back together, and it makes it look amazing. You guys should definitely go over there and check it out. She does and she does what she calls her rambles, and I appreciate those rambles because and she shouted out to me the other day, which I was like, wow, thank you for the shout out.
Nice.
Yes, no, it was nice. I mean, I never expect anything like that.
Huh.
I try, if I'm talking about somebody, to include their links if I remember. But sometimes if I've live streamed, I don't always remember. You know what I mean? It's not a.
I don't know how to do that yet. Well, Laura's my only moderator. And do you have a I only see Laura.
I have bunches of moderators. I don't know how many here tonight. Laura's here tonight, but I probably have like 10 mods. Lynn.
And Laura, I only knew how to do that because. So am I seeing my chat or am I seeing?
No, you're seeing it's on my channel. You're watching it on my channel.
Okay.
Lynn's here. Yeah. So sharing is caring. I agree with you, Elizabeth. And you know what else I agree that you guys, this community of YouTube right now is so important for us as women, just to get our craft on, just to be able to stress release, just to be able to hang out and not have it be like, you don't need an end result, you know?
Yep.
You just need to want to hang out and have a good time with each other, right? And I know for me, it's like I haven't been streaming. Honestly, this whole I can stream today because all my kids are not home. But when my grown kids are here, my daughter works online, so the bandwidth of our house is what it is, and you guys know what I mean when you're when you only have so much bandwidth.
Yeah.
So I just try not to. And my house is now it's relatively quiet today, but I would say for the most part it's not normally quiet.
Now, how long will they be on the on location?
2 months.
Wow. Now, is this a documentary or?
No, it's like a reality television show. They didn't even care. It was for them. It was like a job because they both work. Her husband is a teacher, but he was teaching in China, and he did teach online and what have you, but they're doing their education system differently now, right? It's not quite the same. And so that's where he was supposed to head off to when they were supposed to head to Madrid, but that's not happening for a while. And my daughter's a graphic designer. She's excellent. So she's usually crazy busy. She just did a big, huge project for the LSATs. She reformatted and did all their.
Oh wow!
But the funny thing is, she's really, really smart. She was she was so cute. She was like, I don't think they knew that I knew. She was pointing out to them their math mistakes. She was like, this calculation's not right. The guy's like, oh, I don't know how I missed that. He was so funny. He was like, he was commending her, and she's like, I'm good at math. She goes, I just am a graphic designer because I love it. She's really, and so she was doing that. But, she usually works for small mom and pop companies, real estate companies, redoing their brochures or building some pages on their websites or, that kind of thing. So all that's kind of taken a back seat because businesses aren't open. And so, so I think honestly, they were happy for two reasons. One, they didn't have to go anywhere. They could still be here on the island, but they're sequestered in a really nice 5-star hotel, right?
Yeah.
So they're taking all these extra health precautions,
right? So
that they're not, for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And
no, it sounds like a great gig. Now, how did they find about? How did they?
Through a friend of a friend. It was one of those things where. Because I used to 1,005,000 years ago in one of my many jobs, I worked in the entertainment industry doing production stuff. So I know a lot of people. So one of them called me because they knew I live in Hawaii, and they were like, anybody looking for a job, please have them submit their resume to here.
Oh, wow.
That sort of thing. So I said to them, I said, if I could do it, I would do it, but I can't be sequestered for 2 months. But I said, you guys should do it. And then they both thought about it and they were like, yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Initially they were like, no, or whatever. And I said, are you crazy? When 95% of the people on our island don't have a job and you can just walk into one where every possible precaution is being met.
And all the amenities. It's like a honeymoon, right?
That's what I said, but I don't know if it's like that for them, but that's what I said.
No.
Bye, Elle. Thanks for hanging out. I am thankful too, Mary Lou. Mary Lou says she's thankful for this community, especially during COVID. I agree 1,000%. Oh, thank you, Elle. I hope you had a better week. Sending love, girl. And I hope your beautiful daughter's doing well too.
And the other thing I've noticed that a lot of the big streamers have done a lot of extra streams to kind of help us out. I mean, early on, Barb Owen did a whole Mandela class, for free for, people that wanted to be involved in that. And a lot of people have gone the extra mile to put out more content, during this period of time, which I've really appreciated.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. And I think people are rethinking what their lives are going to look like,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've seen some really good online classes.
Yeah.
That have been available. There has been a lot more of free content for art workshops, which I've appreciated.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely check out Carla Sondheim. She's got some really neat stuff.
Yeah, no, I like her artwork itself. It's really nice.
She comes across as this just incredibly sweet person. It's just, good stuff.
Well, what I love is that you can really see people's talents like emerge during a crisis, because you get more creative, right? You get more creative, you get more
inventive,
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I don't know what we would do without the internet or Amazon.
Yeah, I know. My kids are they're so anti-Jeff Bezos. I feel bad. But
I know. My son is too.
My kids will not buy anything from him, so I don't say anything. Like when I just, they're not to the same place. And I don't necessarily have to agree with somebody to need my toilet paper to be
right. I know.
To be shipped.
Yeah.
We love you, Elle. You guys go on over and check out Never Hopeless with Elizabeth. You guys will love her rambles and her art journaling. And you should definitely, if you guys are interested in making a composition style notebook journal, she does an excellent version of one where she shows you how to reuse your papers. And I like her version of it.
I'm definitely going to check. I am a composite. In the past I would, go to Walmart before school was starting, and they would sell them for 50 cents a piece, and I would buy. I still have. I would buy 10 of them, and I would use them for my journals.
They make great journals.
And what I would do, I'm a fountain pen person.
Oh, so is my hottie. He's totally.
And I collect fountain pens, and so I would write in my journal with a fountain pen, and it would bleed through. I mean, I had an option. I could glue the pages together, or I would journal on the page and it would bleed through. But on the side that it would bled through, I would collage using the junk mail I received that day. So I have these.
That's cool.
I have these journals that are junk mail collages and journaling, and that was always a lot of fun. And so I journal in almost anything, but I journal pretty much every day, and I journal with my fountain pens, and then just I'm still amazed at the amount of junk mail I receive, and it's less now, but
yeah, I don't get so much. I was getting a ton of magazines from Recycle Bank, but I'm not really now. I stopped.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't need them. You know what I mean? It's I have so much stuff, I don't need it. But I know what you mean about the junk mail. I think I'm gonna like this one.
I made a whole journal out of junk mail that I received one day.
Wow. Wow, that's a lot of junk mail, Anne.
It was an enormous amount of junk mail for one day. Yeah, and here, whoops, and I sewed it together, and I just added like so.
Barb says, nice Celtic knot, Anne.
Oh, thank you. It took me it's really, I have trouble with these because Celtic knots and being dyslexic, it's just not a really good combination. So I had to watch it a lot to figure it out. But so thank you. So this is just one day's worth of junk mail. Now I added these pages, but this is just one day of junk mail that I received. And I started the collage in it, but
oh, cool.
This is a new artist that I really like. His name is Michael Johnson.
I don't know him.
I've seen his ads, but I just like his. Let's see. These are some of his pieces.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I love his. Yeah. So this was some clear plastic, and so I just made that, stuck that in here. So this is one day worth of junk mail.
That is a lot of junk mail, Anne.
I know, and it breaks my heart to throw it out.
Oh, I just threw out a ton of junk mail. I just recycled a bunch just a couple of days ago because I didn't save so much of it. Like, yeah.
Well, today I got a stamp catalog. I got a cruise catalog, 2 cruise catalogs, and I was thinking about, what I could do with them.
Cruise catalogs. Yeah, I haven't gotten many. This is my junk mail journal. I started it and I tied it in so you could take it out. This was a painted. I did this in 1,000,000 years ago in a live stream, I think. I painted the junk mail one time and then put it together as a journal.
Yeah.
And I just stenciled it. And I just stenciled over it. And I mean, it's still, and some of it I started to collage, right? But some of it I haven't. But I enjoyed doing it. And I thought, it was fun.
Yeah.
You might have been there when I did it, Laura. I did it like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. It was hilarious. It was like, I can remember being in that stream and somebody going, why are you doing that? Good night, Mary Lou. We love you, girl. So, I mean,
thanks for coming by.
I mean, I definitely could go through and finish working in it. I mean, I haven't, but I have so many, like when we had to do that Glue Book 2020, I have books like this. You guys, I probably have, this is sad, right? I probably have 30 or more journals that I have that are, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I junk mail painted on that and I put it on a shelf and I just never finished it, Yeah,
here's another one. I've been working in this one for quite some time. But another,
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, and this is all junk mail. And so I've been working in this for quite a while. And,
I like junk mail journals, don't you guys?
I do too, and I like just and I love just gluing stuff, and again for no reason, just when I've became aware of all of this, I never looked at a magazine the same way,
or a piece of junk mail, right?
I know you can't look at a magazine without cutting out pictures or
thinking it'll be a good base for something,
right? I mean, I
should go back and finish this. That's what I should do. I should focus on it. I did finish that little magazine journal. I haven't finished the front. I'm gonna have to gesso it and put another picture down on it because it didn't come out as good as I had. Maybe it would. I just didn't. I just let it be. But I liked making these junk mail journals.
Yeah. Here's from oil change.
From an oil change? Oh, I love that.
Yeah, haven't done it. Now you see this paper here? Isn't this beautiful?
Yes.
Now,
yellow?
Yes, and check out this paper. This is from a toilet paper company called Who Gives a Crap?
Oh my God, Anne. Oh.
I highly recommend them.
Who gives a crap? Oh my
That's the name of the company.
God.
And part of their proceeds go to building toilets for people around the world that don't have toilets.
Wow.
And all they sell is toilet paper, tissues, and paper towels. And the name of the company is Who Gives a Crap.
I love that.
My son, my oldest son is the one that turned me on. 50% of their profits are donated to help build toilets.
Well, then I'll have to order from him. Can you order from him online?
Yes, that's all you can. WhoGivesACrap.org.
Oh my God.
No ink, size, or scent. Soft, strong, free. It's not really that soft. I'm just warning you. But 100% recyclable.
Oh my God, you're so funny.
It says, look at this. Trees are for hugging and climbing, and for sacred cats, kites, birds, tree houses, swings, snakes, and owls. The list is actually really long, so we're going to stop now. But you should feel good knowing you're not wiping your bum with trees. No siree, not at all. And they say thanks. We know this because we speak tree.
Aww.
It sounds a lot like Flemish.
Oh my God. Laura wants to know, is it septic safe? It must be if it's not made from real paper. What is it made from?
I think it's made from bamboo, which grows like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is septic safe. Yeah. I mean, they have the greatest sense of humor. And they come individually, wrapped in this beautiful paper. And they explain why it's cheaper to do this in paper. And the box that they came in, it said, look for check out your magic, your number, your lucky number, because it could be worth a prize. And then you read the small print and it goes, just kidding. It's just a regular shipping number. I mean, they really got a great sense of humor. So,
oh my God, Anne, that's so funny.
I mean, I would have never found them, but my oldest son and his wife are, very, conscientious, and so they're the ones that turned me on to Who Gives a Crap.
Oh my God, I love it. I think I love it.
It's a brilliant concept, and the fact that they're building toilets. We assume, right, that toilets.
That's crazy. Yeah, you know what? And I get it.
Her daughter was in China. She probably knows about the lack of toilets, and
they were also in Manila, in Singapore.
Oh.
I mean, not in Singapore, Manila, and the Philippines, and Taipei, Taiwan, Hong Kong, all over some rural areas of China. I think I'm gonna like my little book. Look at it so far. I just put down a couple of just to start the pages, but I'm gonna go through and I don't have all the colors of paint I want, so I want to find my other bright colors of paint because I know I have some bright purples and start breaking the book.
Yeah.
And then I'll what's so fun is that it may not end up being like this. Like none of this may stay. It's just
getting something down.
Yeah. Especially when I make these board books, I'll find the ones the next time I'll find the ones they're in. Hopefully I didn't take them to storage. So this is one thing I did do is I put all the art projects that I had completed that I wasn't ready to part with yet. And I put them in tubs I thought I took them to storage because I thought it would be better if I just got out what I was going to keep to begin with,
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. So if I haven't taken them all, I'll show you the few that I've done. I've done.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
I've done quite a few, and they're my style of weird, but but I have made, and I would encourage all of you, especially because you can get these books relatively cheap.
Yeah. Now I have a whole bunch, and Lori Marie Jenkins has a couple of projects that she was working on. It calls for those books, and I have the other person that I got inspired by was Janet Nash is somebody that
Oh,
Laura
I
has.
love Janet. I love Janet. She has the most lovely voice.
Oh, I know, how soothing. And
Yeah.
she did her toucan um, collage. I guess she was working on with little tiny. So I decided that I was going to try to collage my cat. So I want to show this to you because I finished.
Oh, I
it.
think I saw it. It was gorgeous. Yes, show it to everybody. Hang on. I'm going to put everybody on. I'm going to put you on. Let me just get to your page. Hold on. And push it up a little higher in the. Yeah, perfect. There you go. I agree with you, Lovey. I don't like Porta Johns either. I do not know. Porta Johns and I, no.
So I added the background. So
Janet's an amazing artist. I don't know if she knows she is, but she's an amazing artist. And I never catch her live, although I know she's done lives because I'm always in the middle of whatever when she goes live, but I definitely love watching her replays.
Hi, Debbie. How are you?
Hey, Deb. Did you guys see Deb put it came out so good, Anne. Now that's one I would frame if I was you. Just saying.
Yeah, no, I am. I'll go to the dollar store and spend $1 and buy a 9 by whatever frame. But
so Deb got 1,000 views on her Glue Book 2020 video, and Deb, you could not be more deserving. You are such a good artist, and you are so inspirational, and I'm so grateful. And for all those that played along, and thank you, Laura, for calling me out and making me do it, right? Because if it wasn't for Laura, then I wouldn't have called Deb out, but I always am inspired by Deb. I love your artwork.
That's great.
And that cat is stunning. And Janet, I'm sure she'll feel like...
I told her, I thanked her for her inspiration, and she, said something. And
but isn't it wonderful that we can all have our own niche in this vast creative community, and people that know you really appreciate you for it?
And I saw what she had done during the hop. I was just blown away. And this is big pieces, big chunks of pieces, and this is a start. And I had a picture of Lily, and I blew the picture up, and then I traced it, and then I put it onto a piece of cardstock, and I cut out pieces and kind of glued them all together. And it was very laborious, but I'm happy with the result. But it was fun. But I would have never thought of doing it, But again, I watched Janet do it, and she's incredible.
She is good. Hi, Donna. Welcome. We're happy you're here.
And she's so quiet and soft-spoken, and it's so soothing.
She was talking about making some, I have to send her the recipe. She was talking about making some cassava flour flapjacks. And I was like, oh, I've been eating dairy-free, wheat-free, sugar-free for so long that, it's possible. It takes a little bit of work, but you can do it.
Now, cassava, that's a root, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'm not up on all that, but she was saying, they make flour just about out of everything. Like right now, I use a lot of coconut flour and almond flour, walnut flour. Yeah,
well, I guess coconut would be low fat because coconut.
It's low carb. It's not
low
even the
carb.
fat.
That's right, low carb. Right.
It's not but it's really good. You got to learn how to cook with it. It's not like a. Well, I don't know about you, Anne, but I'm going to call it a night. Are you guys all?
Yep.
Thank you guys for hanging out, and hopefully we'll be back again soon. Don't forget tomorrow night, Brooks, Creepy Baby, and tomorrow afternoon at 2:00.
Yep.
It's 2:00.
Hold on to your pearls and your wallets, and
on Rosemary's channel is going to be Shannon Green's auction.
Yep.
And then Sunday, Stacy from Pink Poodle Crafters is also having her auction. Does anybody know what time Stacy's auction is? Because I don't. But if you guys go over to her channel, Pink Poodle Crafts, and subscribe and hit that notification bell, you'll know. It was so good to laugh together. Thank you guys. Thank you, Anne. I needed that laugh. I needed it so much.
That was a good laugh. It was.
Oh, bye, Michelle. I love you. And Michelle, when are you streaming? Are you streaming tomorrow? When are you doing it? Hi, Laurel. When is your next stream? Michelle does some great sales. If you guys are into buying some, and Laurel, Michelle and Laurel together do some great sales. If you're into buying really beautiful linens and just amazing things, she sells all kinds of. Thank you, David Bowie. Right?
Yes. Thank you, poor David.
Carpetbagger.
Right. Yes. Check out that movie. I'm telling you.
You went to now. So Michelle sells some carpetbagger journals, which are really cool too. She and Laurel do some fun sales together. But you got to go over. It's Michelle Scott, journaling with 1 L. Go and join her channel. No sailing anytime soon. Girl, my pocketbook is like, I have to stop. You know how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my lovelies. I'll see you guys again soon. And until next time.
Aloha. Thank you, Shelley.
Yeah, as always, from my heart to your heart. I'm sending you guys so much aloha. Till next time. Love you guys. Have a great night. Bye for now.
Good night. Thank you.